Oh man, what's up? What's up? What's up? We got to tap into this. Saw this yesterday. Got to catch up. Got to catch up. Now, Jasmine Crockett, they 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 gerrymandered her seat. So they covered Texas. They covered the demographic or whatever to keep where it eliminated her seats. I think somebody said Al Green lost his seat. Um, she ran in the primary and she lost to the lesser known individuals. And for electability, they was telling her that if she won, she couldn't win head to head. She believed that she could. The Democratic Party, and she's a liberal. So you guys got to understand, she's a liberal. People, that's a liberal. Now, if that's good, bad, or whatever you think, she's a liberal. She's a liberal. She's 100%, you know, Democratic Party. And um, she wanted to win the race. You know, she got a lot of little snappy little things. Um, and she's a little bit spoiled. And let me tell you the danger of that, right? The danger of being spoiled is this is a cruel world, right? It's a man's world. It's a cruel world. Very cruel world, man. Once you become adult, you have to be prepared for disappointment. You have to be prepared for things not going your way. A lot of things are not going to go your way. A lot of things are not going to be fair. A lot of times people are going to lie on you. And people are also going to tell the truth on you. And both things can be difficult. Both it can be difficult both ways. And says she came up short last night. Representative Jasmine Crockett came up short last night in her bid to win for the Democratic Texas seat in the U.S. Senate. Uh, the victory was claimed by state representative. Okay, so this dude was a state rep, uh, James Talarico, who will face off. They got a runoff on the Republican side. Um, People believe that the Latinos, he got more Latino votes. She's going to have to win them over. She's going to have to get that seat. She's going to have to win them over. Heavy Latino population. And this is once again, you know, you can make the case, right, that the Latinos let her down. You can make that case. And we've seen that before. It's the black community. The black community, one thing about the black community, they will support the individual, right? The individual can be Asian, Latino, white. They'll fall in line for that. That's one thing black people will do. Um, as much as they say they do, they really don't. They try to say black people will vote for people just because they're black. That seems to be more on the other side, in my opinion. It seems to be more that black conservative. That seems like that's what they do. But non-black people don't vote. They're not going to vote by race like that. They're not as much. And but you tend to see the Latinos and all of that. It's like that now. So she lost. That's their candidate. That's who the Democrat wanted to win. The Democrats wanted him to win. She lost. And for a moment, I'd like to say for a moment, but it's the history. If you've seen her, her history is that she cries. She's cried on CNN. She's cried in the House. She cried when the lady in Minnesota, she was talking. She cried about her. And this is these particular jobs. You can't really cry on these jobs. You're trying to become a leader for your entire state. Tough times. They need strong people. You can't give in to your emotions. And when you do that, what Jasmine did, I was looking at the video, and it's a sad video, but when you look at what Jasmine did, she, to a certain degree, played into stereotypes where people make an assumption that somehow kind of way she's not tough enough to be in that position. And you can't crumble, man. And to a certain degree, and now, she's not young, so I think Jasmine's in her 40s. Yeah, man, it's tough times out here. And she's trying to be a leader, and she's trying to lead men, Texas men. You can't cry. And she sort of crumbled. The pressure got to her, and she crumbled. Now, she had already lost the primary, but people, if she chooses to continue her life in politics, people are going to bring this back up. And if she decides to run against another woman, believe me, it's going to be brought back up that she's weak and she crumbles under pressure and she can't be trusted with a Senate job or the positions that she's seeking. And it's sad to a degree. It is no, it's sad. It's sad to agree, but Jasmine is, gotta look at her age. Jasmine's 44. She's 44 years old. This is they don't take any prisoners. When you look at the war, look at the war we're in right now. What are they doing? Sending drone strikes, knocking the leaders down. Also, yeah, I saw a video of that second guy. The second guy, they said it was confirmed. I saw him. There was a video of him walking. It was played on state TV. That guy, they didn't get him. But yeah, is that fair? I'm just saying, you look at a Jasmine Crockett, she cries because she didn't win a primary. What about those leaders over there? They're getting knocked down by drones. Is that fair? Can they cry? Can they look at the drone and cry? It's politics, man. It's take no prisoners. It's for tough people. That's what it's for. And she has enemies. And a lot of times that does, people don't realize that, yeah, Jasmine's got enemies. And by you crying, Jasmine, you empowered your enemies against you. The ones who are not going to be fair, the ones who are going to be sexist, the ones who are going to suggest that you're not qualified because of your race. They're going to ignore your educational accomplishments. And you crumble. And I didn't say anything about it being fair. I'm saying that they're going to use that. We all have our enemies, and we can't get weak in the face of pressure. We can't. And for women, this is not good. This is not good. This is too emotional. And then what I'm saying is this will validate certain men, they're not going to vote for a woman. Well, you can't be out there crying. You got to be tough. You can't let them. And I think she doesn't release her her information. I don't think she puts that out if she's married or let me see if she's single. Is she single or is she married? Is she divorced? Let me see. She don't put her private information out. There we go. Okay, I'm looking at, I think she might be married. It's showing a husband and a kid. Let me see. 6 months ago, okay, she just got married. She was running for that seat. Yeah, I knew that. Yeah, you can't be single. They don't particularly care for single people in those seats. And I'm looking at it now. It says, uh, yeah, I don't, well, it doesn't really say so. But our picture's saying that she's got a kid and she just got married. And the reason I brought that up is, she's going to all of these things alone and the emotion is getting to her. And it's not good. And for a moment, she broke under pressure. So she was born in St. Louis, went to Rhodes College with a Bachelor of Arts, University of Houston Law Center, with a Juris Doctor awarded. She's a public defender in Bowie County, Texas, had her own law firm, elected to the Texas House in 2020. So she just got in there. Okay, so she's out. She's out. And, I mean, that's politics, man. There are no guarantees. There's no guarantees. You can't crumble. Look at what we're doing right now. Look at us right now as we are defending our positions overseas. This isn't a loss of life and mistakes, and you can't cry. And it's played into a lot of stereotypes. And the black people, well, look, this is grown man business right here. This is for grown folks right here. Black people, sometimes they have a very immature, almost childlike perspective to reality sometimes. And she's 44 years old. Man, them people don't care anything about you. You didn't win. You can file your suits. They file suits all the time. Go file your suit. You didn't win. And if the midterm, well, you're out of Congress, so you'll have to wait another 2 years to run for something. But I can tell you right now, your opponent's gonna use that. Says she's a beautiful, talented, super smart, classy lady. Well, she was running for a seat where, you got to be. It's politics. It's not going to be easy. People will use anything against you. What's this guy? They just caught some guy in college basketball. He was playing for like UCLA or something like that. Turns out he's 34 and got 4 kids. And they didn't know. He came in, he enrolled, and he was on the basketball team. Somebody saw him. See what I'm saying? This is how the world works. Somebody saw him on the screen, and they contacted the team and put all of his personals and privates to the team because they knew he had 4 kids and he was 34. So they had to kick him off the team. He could have cried. What is crying going to do? You still got to get off the team. She didn't lose, but she only lost, I think, by what? 100,000 or what? 1,000 or 20. It was a small number. It was pretty close. I think. I don't know. Now, when you say unpopular, I disagree. In Texas, In her district, she's not popular. I mean, she's pretty popular, but they remapped it so she had to run in a different district. And yeah, they did testing to see if she could win it overall, and the test came back she couldn't. And they wanted to go with this other guy. This guy was a state rep. She was a U.S. rep. This guy was a state. Look, I'm gonna be for real. This guy was a nobody. That's crazy that he beat her. But then again, they remapped it. But even still, why him? He's a state rep. He's basically a nobody. She's a U.S. congressman. But they redrew the map. And you had to win. She had to win over a lot of Latinos. And this guy was Latino, so she lost. And this is where a lot of the black people will say black people need to be more like the other people because they vote for their people. We're always, voting for this person, that person. We had a guy run for Congress. He was black. And he was running against a white dude. And that guy was so mad. He didn't cry though. Black people didn't vote for him. He tried to do it. He did all that black stuff. That's why I be saying, I come on YouTube and I see these guys got these movements. I said, man, that stuff don't work. He tried all of that black talk and we need to, I'm gonna do this for the black community and I have a platform for black people and black. They went in, they voted for the white dude. They voted for the white dude. Yep. And that dude was so mad, man. That dude was fuming. He said black people betrayed him. Well, that's politics, man. It's not fair. And it's sad. I'm going to tell you what's sad about this. It's sad to see a 44-year-old woman cry, but it's also sad to see her do it in the face of her enemies. We all have enemies, man. There are those who will rejoice in your suffering and in your pain. You got to be careful with that. You have to be careful with that. You can display your emotions, but you need to be able to handle pressure. You can't crumble. You can't break down. You want to show them that you're ready to be a senatorial candidate? Accept the loss, which you're going to have to do anyhow. Give your speech and let your voters cry. Let them cry for you. Let them come up to you in tears and say, oh, it's so unfair and I voted for you. You should have won. You don't have to join them in that. Yeah, big girls don't cry, huh? They got to her, man. They got to her. Well, that's politics. Hey, Hutch, you got to go with the Supreme Court. I mean, Texas did it. I think they've upheld it. That's politics, man. Oh, they remapped my district. They wrote me out of the district. Now I gotta run. And it's possible I'll lose my seat. Man, that happens. Don't nobody care, man. You either gonna win the voters or you don't. That's what I've been trying to say. She should have made an appeal to the Latino voters. She got to look at who her demographic is, and those are the people you got to serve. Oh, but they never do that for black people. Well, I know what you're saying, but it works for black people. Whatever, man, she got to meet their needs. You got to meet the needs of that district. And she came up short. And she'll finish out her time, but it's pretty much over for her. And in the process, she upset a lot of people, and they're rejoicing in this. Nothing could be finer. They wanted to see her. Well, they probably wanted worse, but she just lost her seat. And she'll no longer be a member of Congress. Now she'll wind up being a talking head. You'll probably see on CNN. Now, if Jasmine, if you're smart, You need to reach out to Fox. You should be on Fox. You need to be an antagonist on Fox. You'd be perfect. You'd be perfect for that. They'll pay you. They'll pay you probably more. You don't need to go to no CNN. But she cried, and she played into a stereotype that some men believe women are too emotional to be leaders. Now, is that true? I don't know. But when she cried, she played into that. And in my opinion, she sort of hurt the women's movement when she did that. In my opinion, I've had tough as nails female supervisors, tough as nails. They didn't crumble. They didn't break down. I've had that. But she couldn't win over the people in Texas, man. And she felt like the Democrats had abandoned her to a certain degree because they was preferring the guy. And I see her with said she got announced she was getting married 6 months ago. Okay, she's married. She's married, but she crumbled. And that's not going to be good for her. Now, she don't have to get back into politics. She needs to get an agent. She needs to reach out to I would go to Fox News. I would go to the conservative things, Newsmax. There's a place for her there. They need opposite. They need that. They need somebody who's a Democrat. Then they have a person that's a Republican, and they can debate the issues. I think she would work on Fox. But at the end of the day, she lost. Said she didn't get married. She announced she was getting married. Okay, she's not married. So she had to accept the loss by herself, man. But it wouldn't have gotten easier. You talking about this thing, man. The Senate is hard. And yeah, other people want your job. So yeah, they'll be looking for anything. And we have enemies. And her enemies rejoice. And as a people now, I don't speak, well, I'm just say this right here. Black people have got to be stronger, man. We keep crumbling under pressure. Who are we crying to? Like, what's the point? You think they're going to feel sorry for you? Who's going to feel sorry for you? So who are you crying to? Your mom? Your mom? Okay, your mom. But standing there in tears crying to who? And she's worked hard, and she is a smart person. But this is politics, man. Where you guys think it's fair? This isn't the BET Awards. She was running for a Senate seat, and it's politics, and it's take no prisoners. And right now, to give you an example, like I said, the leaders in Iran right now are ducking and dodging drones. You're talking about crying because you didn't win a position. You got people in these other countries hiding under their bed tonight because they've been elected and those drones are looking for them. You got to be tough and you got to be a leader. So a lot of times what the average person do, you can't do those things. Man, get out of here. Some of these trolls, man. Um, she lost her seat, man. She's gonna finish out her term, and who knows where she'll wind up. She is a Democrat. Yeah, she's a liberal. See, that's a liberal. That's the one, I wouldn't go so far as say tree hugging, but yeah, she's a liberal. But she's a Democrat. She believes in illegals come in here and they don't have. She's a Democrat. That's what they believe. All of the gay stuff. That's what they believe. People see. This is what pisses me off about people. They look at her race and they try to define her. Oh, she's a black woman. What does that mean? She's a damn liberal. What is that supposed to mean? She's black, meaning what? What does that mean? She's a liberal. Yes, she's for all of that, all of that. She's a liberal. Now, she didn't win. I don't know. I think the guy who beat her is. Brother, so she'll probably wind up. If she's smart, she can get herself into a. I could see her on Fox. I don't want to see her on CNN next to Amy and them. I don't want to see that. I can see her on Fox. No way she's going to beat a Mexican running for Senate in Texas. Okay. She didn't win, but she cried and she crumbled under pressure. And I think that's something she's going to regret. And I think that there's also, I hate to say it, it's a level of immaturity that this you can't really display. And yeah, it's going to be even harder for her. She's a black woman. It's just going to be harder for her, man. And we live in an unforgiving society now. In circles she's in you know, where Essence and stuff there, they got sympathy and support for her. But she was running for state senate. I mean, U.S. Senate. That's pretty important position. She was running for that seat. And when she lost, she cried. And that's unforgivable in politics, especially when you're talking about the stereotypes and the emotional thing that they attach to people. Now, I say she's just too immature, man. And you just got to be tough. I know it's painful. I know it's disappointing. I know you worked hard. I know they redistrict your seat, a seat that you probably could have had for the rest of your life, but they decide to gerrymander and redistrict you out of your seat. And it seems so unfair, but that's life. That's the life we live. And these are the decisions we make. And we have to live and die by those decisions. And once again, if you go to Iran, their elected officials are sleeping under the bed. They're sleeping in the tub tonight. They're running for cover. They got elected, and the drone is looking for them. They probably don't think they can cry, but the drone ain't gonna stop. Like the stream, man. Where we go right here. She if she go, let me see. Guy says, let's read a little of this. Guy says, come on, man. Oh yeah, she conceded. So that's where she was crying. Yeah, you know, this is the black community, right? We know even though there's a tether who runs the page, she's made a statement And it's on the shade room. Let me get that. Let me get that. She lost by a little over 100,000 votes. And she got to think about the future, man, not the past, man. That's in the past. Like the stream. But we got us some trolls. What you trolls keep coming over here for, man? If they wouldn't have redistricted that her seat, she'd still be elected. I think what's that? Maxine Waters, her district now, I think, is 70% Latino. And she ran against a Latino man in LA or wherever her district is. And she beat him. And she reaches out to them, and they say that she's got good constituent service. She understands their needs. And she was able to go from a majority black district, and she's been there for years, to make the transformation to be able that the new people would stay in support of her. And that's how you have to do. And see, people don't understand politics. People think if you're a certain color, that you're supposed to do something. That's not going to work, man. That ain't how politics work. That's not how it works. You can't say you can't do that. I'm saying, especially as a minority, that really don't work. Maxine Waters got her seat, and her district's majority Latino. Well, she only should serve the black state. That's the most ridiculous shit. And then she'd lose her seat. Bro, they got the Negro's head is the Negro's got to be the most brainwashed, just complete madness to even suggest that. You have to run, what you say, we played to win the game. You got to run to win the race. How you going to win the race? But see, both of them were just too liberal, so they picked who they like better. Trump endorsed the other guy, so it's going to be interesting if this John, if he'll win his seat. That's his seat, so. The black community is doing what they can. I don't know how significant it'll be. They put her on Shade Room, if that's if that's worth they got her on BET. Let me see. BET says she won by a narrow margin, though the exact tally is still being debated. On Tuesday night, Crockett and various outlets reported mass confusion at the polls due to legal issues or whatever. So regarding voting precinct hours, and she performed well in the state's larger metropolis areas like Dallas and Houston. Her support primarily came from the suburbs and areas with large numbers of white liberals and Hispanic voters. Okay. It's quite possibly the blacks let her down. Man, it's quite possible. We do have some Negroes out there like that. They be on that jealousy stuff. Like I said, I've seen that before. I seen the dude, that dude was all about black people, black this, My first concern is the black community because it's a majority black city. And he was like, I'm not going to ignore anybody. He ran on that, and that white dude cooked him, bro. That dude he got like 30% of the vote. That white dude got 70% of the vote. They cooked him, and he went on the radio. He went on like it wasn't he was on the news, but he wasn't. He went back to the community where well, I'm not. Anyhow, he went there, and that man was so mad, man. He was done. He said he done with the black community. He said, I'm really trying to help them, and they're gonna do this to me. Now he didn't cry though. And that's when I learned black people won't do that. Black people they won't just vote for the black candidate. Now they do put that out on them, but that's just not true. Because I can tell you right now, if you go and look at who didn't vote for it, probably was the black people. Or they came to the poll, the damn polls closed. Like, damn, don't you know how they go? She still has a house seat, a digital footprint. I don't know about a digital footprint. I don't even think it's about money. Sharp, unapologetic, and camera ready. So the problem with starting her own thing on BET is nobody would watch. Ain't that something? They've tried so many times to put like a news format on BET, putting it on at night. How about we have a African American news channel or stuff like that? That nobody looks at that stuff, man. Niggas watching they Martin reruns. Now Tyler Perry's on Netflix, brother. He makes a lot of his money on Netflix. It's she's gonna be around, man. So I don't know if she's gonna tone it down. But yeah, I would agree with her. She shouldn't have lost to that guy. Now I don't know. I wasn't there. I don't know how she ran her campaign, but she's a congressman. She shouldn't have lost to a rep, a state rep. How you gonna lose to a state rep? You're a U.S. congressman. Yeah, so I don't know about crying, but I would have been upset. What's up with you, Brownie? I would have been upset. Says she got endorsed by Obama. Hey man, what you want me to say, man? You could make a case. People gonna say, well, sexism and all of that. You can make a case for it. I'm talking about her crying. And they're gonna break that case down, man, and they're gonna say that, but I don't know if that's even a good thing for her to do, because if she wants to come back in politics, she gotta accept that she lost and focus on getting better. And you gotta have mass appeal. See that you can't. She's a hard liberal, so was he. But you gotta appeal to your constituency. You gotta appeal to them. Those are the ones that reelect you. I have no idea. Maybe in a year or two, I mean, a couple of months, they'll break it down. she's well received in the black community, but that's sort of going to be for her. That's really not a thing to be well. First of all, she's a congressperson in a community who don't really keep up with politics, and she cried. So they're gonna look at it as a weak politician. So I don't know. You're right. Maybe Tyler Perry could put her in being Mary Jane or something like that. She could be Mary Jane till she for the next 2 years, and then she could run back for re-election. They said, get your reparations up, huh? Well, she can. She can. You know the problem with that, and if you are hardcore FBA, you should reach out to her to see if you can discuss FBA and what it means to see what she'll say about that. But I think the Yvette Carnell, she's gonna do that. And like I said, she's a liberal, so she's gonna be 100% on point. She'll probably go to and yeah, I think she'll wind up, because she'll have the time. Too strong for the weak, jealous women, and way more than the average black man. Yeah, maybe somebody says she's not married. She announced she was getting married, so that factors in. A lot of people don't want to vote for a single person. And politics is mostly a man's reality, so it's harder for women to get elected. And we can't just act like these things don't exist. But at the end of the day, they broke her if they wanted to do it. They now the amount was it Marjorie Taylor Greene. They basically, when she went against Trump, she got up out of there. She said, she didn't say I'm gonna finish out my term. She got up out of there. Now I wouldn't say they ran her out, but she knows more about it than I do. She left. She left. You can make a case that she was weak. She cried at a time when she should have stood up. She should have thanked the voters for voting for her. She should have accepted that her colleague had won the most votes, and she should have assured the Democratic Party that she's going to be up front doing everything she can to get him elected. That way, a year, 2 years from now, she can run again. But no, you can't file suits and cry, because then they're just not going to. And maybe they knew something we didn't. They're not going to support. They're trying to win. They're trying to beat that Senate seat. And you can say they were pretty stupid with the Kamala thing, but that's Joe Biden. If Joe Biden doesn't spaz out during the debate, that was him who did that. He did that. He did that like early stage dementia head turn. Yeah, nobody's gonna vote for that, so they had to find somebody. But you know what? The Democrats told Kamala or Kamala, the Democrats told her she didn't have a chance, but she didn't want to believe that because all of those guys, the guy in Chicago, the guy in was it Pennsylvania, all of these people. They had somebody, the lady in Michigan. They said we need to have a quick primary, and Kamala didn't like that, and sure enough, she lost. She lost. So she can go back to Delta Sigma Sigma, Delta Theta Sigma. I hope not, man. She's done way too much. She's done way too much. She's got a lot of feathers in her hat. There's no reason for her to settle for something that's weak. I hope she doesn't. She should go straight to Fox News. Get that Fox News money. Also, keep her name out there. And those are really the people she needs to win over. She needs to win over conservatives. She needs to win over independents and conservatives. Like the stream, bro. Yeah, they can afford to pay her. BT, they can't pay her. BT pay you in a shoebox. They walk around and give everybody, they pull out the shoebox. Here you go. Here go 300 for you, 400 for you, 50 for you, 50 for you. They don't make no money at no BET, man. This country does not like Black American women. Look at how they did Michelle Obama. He said, laughing my ass off, Black liberals winning over racist, misogynistic, bigoted idiots. Well, welcome to America, because that if you run for office, that's what you got to do. You don't have to run for office. You don't have to be a politician. But if you're a politician, that's what you got to win over your constituents. And the majority of the country is white. And see, the whole conversation about, say, a Black person runs in a 80% Black district and everything he's about is for Black people. Well, see, you got to understand, there are other people that he's working with, and he's not gonna be able to do it alone. You know what? I'm not even gonna do that, because people don't want to hear the truth. They want to hear lies. And that's YouTube's pretty much, they can feed them lies. What happened to her was unfortunate. And it's sad, but her crying made it worse. She just lost, man. By her showing tears, to some degree, she justified a lot of assumptions that people have. The questions that people have. She played into that. Right here, it says right here, a leader can have a perception of weakness. Tears are frequently interpreted as a sign of weakness. Questions a female's competence. It reinforces stereotypes. Sexist stereotypes that say women are too emotional. Women somehow are too emotional. What does it say? Too emotional and hysterical. Okay. Hysterical to handle high pressure roles. I wonder what that means. And what does hysterical mean? Somebody said that's somebody said that The actual word hysterical is a sexist word. It's like based on some god or something like that, some female god. I'm surprised people even use that anymore. Oh, that's a big thing there, man. That's gonna haunt her for that. Now, in the black community, no. But then again, she's got the skill sets that it doesn't fit. And I'm talking about she's on the shade room. I mean, like the shade room. What is she gonna do? Get on Love and Hip Hop? You know, that's what I'm saying. Like her skill set is she's a politician. She's gonna have to get back into politics. She needs to go to Fox News. That's where she needs to be. She needs to offer a liberal perspective and then figure out what she's going to do next as far as re-entering politics. They say they look at tears as a manipulative way to avoid accountability. It can be. Can be. It just if you smoke that stuff, man, that you going that stuff make you real emotional. That stuff makes you very emotional. What's up with you, Mace? If you if that weed, that stuff mess with your emotions. What? Look at this. What's this dude talking about? She didn't win, bruh. Anybody who supports this person's behavior in our government has to be pathetic. But you are pathetic if you think she was good. That woman had lost her seat, bro. Y'all really like to beat a dead horse, man. Y'all really stay on something. You still mad, man. It's like She lost her seat. She's lost her seat. She's no longer going to be in Congress. I don't know. You got to go get her. She needs to go hire her a publicist, and she got to plan out her future. They all do. When a politician loses, they got to figure it out. They got to sit down and say, "This is the direction I'm going." She shouldn't have cried, though. That's the thing. As a man, you don't want to see your leaders cry. That's disappointing. Do I hold it against her? I'd say she's human. But yeah, I will hold it against her because she's trying to run for a very, very important seat, the U.S. Senate. She's got to be tough as nails. You just can't be smart. You got to be tough as nails. You got to be able to win over. And yeah, some guy was saying misogynistic, sexist. You got to win them over too. You got to win them over too. You got to win them over too, or don't run. Don't run. She still has a House seat, but she'll lose it. She can't run for it again. They're getting rid of it anyhow. So, and the people who don't like her, she gave gasoline to that with the tears because she looked weak and she looked young. I mean, it's nothing wrong with being human, but she's running for positions that are very, very important. And just no tears involved. It'd be no different if the president was walking around crying. Well, he did actually. Well, he didn't do it on when he found out he had lost. When he was walking back from to the White, he had it on camera or whatever, but he didn't do it on that podium. Like the stream, man. Um, Tiny Tina. I'm not tearing her down. I'm telling you the fact that she played into a stereotype. You know, and you guys want you got. Let me tell you something. No, I'm gonna address this. Tiny Tina, whoever you are, troll. You don't want to deal with the truth. You want blind support. That's what you want. You want absolute blind support for Jasmine Crockett. You want no criticism for Jasmine Crockett. What did it get her? She didn't win. And they're doing it right now. She's on the Shade Room. She's on BET. They're doing it. She'll get all that blind support, but that ain't what she wanted. She wanted to be a U.S. Senator. You got to be tough as nails. You don't like that, do you? She's got to be tough as nails. And that's probably why she's sort of weak, because of people like Tina who don't want to, when she makes a mistake, tell her she's done a lot, but and she never wanted to be a senator, man. They just got rid of her House seat. They put her district, they wrapped it in that. I grant her that she's not ready to be a senator. That's a big deal. It's gonna be hard to win that seat. She was in the House. And then you say, well, Platt, how you say that? And the guy who won the primary was a Texas representative. I agree. I agree. That was bad. That was terrible. That the guy who beat her was just a state rep. She shouldn't have lost to him. I could see her losing to someone, but a lesser politician, a state rep. You want to talk about not knowing it? That guy's completely unknown. Like the stream, man. Support the platform. Hit the super chat. He said, my brother, they did that to her because she's a black woman. They made her cry. They made her cry. Hold on, hold up. No, 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 no. They did what to her? They thought they didn't vote for her? Well, they don't have to, right? Right? They did that to her because she's a black woman. She got to win their votes over. When you run, if I decide to go run in Seattle, my campaign, my format has to be addressed, has to be significant enough to meet the needs of the people in Seattle. And they then can make a decision to vote for me or not. You can't then say they owe me their votes because I'm in Seattle. What's that supposed to mean? But see, then again, I'm getting into this. I know what I'm dealing with. I know what I'm dealing with. You see what I'm saying? And I get it from both sides. I get it from both sides. You see that? She's lost her seat. It was unfair. They gerrymandered her district. That was unfair. But they said it was legal. So if it's legal, there's nothing you can do about it. She conceded that she lost, and she's got, she got a chance to run again. In about 2 years, she can run for another seat. The Senate, I think, is 6 years. Am I right? Isn't that 6? The Senate is pretty hard, so it's going to be a while. Well, now you want to say racism? Yeah, she faced racism, but what do you want me to say? She ran for a U.S. House seat, and if people don't like her because she's black, it's up to her to win them over. There are people in the chat who think that they should just vote for her and they don't like her because she's black. They don't like her because she's black, but they should just vote for her. Well, they're not going to do it that way. So you have to convince them to vote for you or give them a reason to vote for you. Clearly, the other guy, even though he was a state rep, the other guy, they felt more comfortable with him. It was in a heavy Latino district. They went with him. Like, share, support. Well, we like her over here, Bridget. I mean, you don't have to like her, but we don't have a problem with her over here. She's being immature. And if you want to be honest, that display of weakness is not good for, in my opinion, for women collectively, because it plays into a stereotype. And one of the reasons she shouldn't have done it is she don't have the job. So, okay, she cried. Okay, she ain't got the job. If she wouldn't have cried, she still don't have a job. And I didn't say she couldn't be a human being. I didn't say that. She's still a human being, man. I mean, okay, I grant you that. But you got to control your emotions. Isn't that what they say about black men? Black men are violent. You can't go and run for this Senate and scream at somebody. You can't be on stage and we know that, man. We know we live in a world like that. It's not fair, man. But that's a big deal, man. I wouldn't have ran for no Senate. I won't be no damn senator. Yeah, he got a lot of money. He got a lot of donations. And this is sad, man. This is sad. But what I mean, like, she wants to run. She's running for Senate in Texas. That's a big deal. You think everybody's gonna like her? So what is she gonna do when the people don't like her? Talk about her, complain about her. Is she gonna cry? She got to make a lot of decisions in Texas. Yeah, and this is bad. I'm a black man in the black community. This is bad. You can't crumble out here. You still got to be tough and thick skinned. She needs to be thick. She needs to be tough. He said politics is all fixed. Well, if it's all fixed, why is she running for that office? And you say racism, right? She never had a chance. Okay, well, she ran for the office. If I went to Mecca, what I'm gonna complain about the Muslims that are there? What I'm gonna say? But there's a whole lot of Muslims here. Hey, she's in Texas. She's gonna have a harder time in Texas than than other places. She could always relocate. She better worry about that. She better worry about that single life, or if she's not already married, she might be married though. We just had somebody. Who was that? They cried. Somebody else cried. It escapes me, man. Oh man, somebody else cried publicly. Was a football game. Man, I don't remember that. I don't remember that, but somebody, yeah, these adults, man, they got to act like an adult. What's gonna come back to haunt you? And to a certain degree, that's entitlement. And the reason I bring it up is these certain things within your own life you got to be aware of. That's entitlement. You can't have an entitlement mentality so that when things don't go your way, you cry. You cry, you fight, you kick, you get real immature because that ain't how the world works. And it certainly don't work like that for black people. Now, I didn't say she couldn't be a human. She certainly can be a human, and we all have our limits, but you can't run for US Senate in Texas and then say you don't have to deal with the racism. That's ridiculous. Why wouldn't you? I'm saying you saying you don't have to. Why wouldn't it matter? It matters. And see, with the Democratic Party, right? You got to have some compromises. You got to have limits. You got to say, no, I'm not no full liberal. And the party ain't gonna like you very much, but you got to do that. You can be a moderate, but she's a liberal. Jasmine is so liberal. I don't even look at her as a black woman. She is a stone liberal. Just about everything the Democratic Party stands for, she 100% in lockstep with it. All of the what is a woman and all of that. She's with all of that. And let me say this: I think that if you're a black politician, you need to reconsider that position because that might not be a good choice to be on that side of the fence. Says she could go. Well, Trump could use her. She'd be perfect for Trump. She would be perfect for Trump. Yeah, but once again, she's a liberal, a hardcore liberal, so she wouldn't do it. He said the blue party. Come on, man. Resurrect, resurrect. You got to cut the shortwave radio off. Blue party. I don't even know what that is. And my brother, just because he's crying, just because she's crying, what does it mean that she's soft? No, she's human. She's human, but if you're running for state senate, um, you got to be tougher than that. If you're trying to be a leader, you got to be tougher than that. You're gonna have to deal with a lot of men and women, strong positions, strong attitudes. You can't crumble under pressure. When she knew when she ran for that office, she could didn't it doesn't mean she would win. Now the governor Hot Wheels, okay, that dude's paralyzed. She did all that, so they're gonna use stuff like that against her. She should have knew that. If I was thinking about going to the Senate, and she wasn't at the time, it was just a seat. I don't think she ever wanted to go to the Senate. But we learned something from it. We learned. Resurrect Mind says, look at the Blue Party. Look what the Blue Party did to Carla Cunningham. Okay. Yeah. This is the world we live in now, man. It's a new world. But you got to handle the pressure, man. Pressure busts the pipe. Let me put this in here. You think Jasmine Crockett was too weak to be a senator? You think Jasmine Crockett was too weak to be a senator? We expect more out of our politicians. And clearly in the chat box is a bunch of people who would have never voted for her and they're happy. But beyond that, it's a tough world out there. And she made a lot of her enemies. She made a lot of her enemies happy with this when she broke down like that. She made her enemies very happy, and she's gonna be trolled with that for a long time. Go ahead, man. Go ahead,
Hey,
brother.
hey, Platt, what's going on? Thanks for having me up. I was trying to
Yeah.
send I was trying to send a bigger super chat, but YouTube won't allow it. So I'm looking on the streets and
Well,
X.
it won't allow
Yeah,
it here. That's
yeah,
what it said.
because I was trying to say some things. That's why I put Blue Party,
Oh,
because they're
you had.
very sensitive. They're very sensitive.
Oh, okay.
So
Oh, okay.
so
I know what you're talking about.
basically what I was getting at, I'm looking at through the streets of X, Twitter today on Jasmine, and you know, it's a lot of the 92%, the sisters that brag about being the 92% that voted for Kamala Harris. And the thing is, Platt, they don't realize that they are just simply not a big enough demographic. And they got to realize now, because it's becoming evident that Blue Party is kicking them in their butts, and they are embracing the brown people. Black women have had to take us. They're taking a step back from black women.
Well, her district.
Now I know what happened. I know what happened to her, Platt, but
No,
she was
hold up,
flawed.
hold up, brother, hold up.
Go ahead.
Now I haven't looked at it. I haven't broke it down,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm very familiar with black people, and
Mm-hmm.
in my opinion, those are the ones who let her down.
Oh yeah,
That's
but
what
they
I'm saying.
got.
No.
Go ahead.
We're talking about racist white men in Texas,
Mm-hmm.
Latinos.
Mm-hmm.
I think they said she did good in all those areas. What I'm saying is because I've seen that a lot of times it's black people who don't vote for you. You running for office, you just need them to get you over the hill. They don't want to do it.
Well, they had a big discrepancy in one of the biggest counties down there called Dallas County, where supposedly it was some like people went to their usual polling places and they changed the rules. So they were telling them, nah, you can't vote here this time. You got to go over there. And then
Okay.
allegedly when the people went to the new location, they were like, nah, you really can't vote over there. So then Jasmine and them tried to fight to keep the polls open because of the discrepancy, keep the polls open longer. And the judge ruled against it. So they played her with that. The dude that she lost to, Talarico, he got a boost when Stephen Colbert was gonna air his interview with him, and then they said, well, Trump said that you gotta air a Republican and the other candidates and give them the same amount of time. Stephen Colbert said, nah. Jasmine was misled from the beginning, though, by the Democrats, I do believe, because they were giving her false numbers, letting her or telling her that she could probably win the nomination.
But wait a minute. Jasmine's a liberal, though, brother.
Yeah, but I know, and they gave her
No.
they gave her a false sense of.
What other party is she going to be with?
Well, the thing about it is, Jasmine was misled, thinking that sassy girl, divisiveness was going to work in a state like Texas.
That's her.
But you can't listen. You can't be authentically you when you're a politician. They're actors, man.
Trump is.
What Trump is? Well, let me ask you this: what are the two largest voting demographics in the United States of America?
Whites, and
I said the two largest demographics: white men and white women.
Whites.
And those. Yeah, well, I was breaking it down even further. So white men and white women.
So they're allowed to be who they are. We not.
Because they got the numbers. 53% of white women voted for Donald Trump, and 59% of white men voted for Donald Trump. That was all he needed to win.
I get what you're saying, bro. I get what you're saying.
Okay, but what I'm saying is, first of all, I don't agree with any of that. That's not her. She is who she is. She's a lawyer. All the stuff she's done. But that's the way she wants to be. Maybe she wants to be a little, like you say, sassy.
But she can't win.
Wait a minute. I don't have a problem. See, it's a low level of racism with that anyhow.
Yeah.
That's the way she talks. Yeah, she's a very accomplished woman, but that's her thing. She's, as you say, sassy. And that means nothing. What the fuck that's got to do with it?
Well, that means a lot because, people hold politicians to a standard.
What she did
when?
I mean, this is the first time that this era it's really the first time that I've ever seen politicians out here cussing like they on the streets or something. I've never seen this before. I'm 52 years old, man. I've never seen this.
Politicians been
you
wilding
could
out.
thank
Brother.
Trump.
No, bro. They have not been on TV telling the president to kiss their ass and fuck off and all that kind of stuff. Nah, bro. There is a certain decorum that politicians used to carry, especially United States Congress people.
But it started with Trump, brother.
Okay.
Okay. Well, then,
Okay.
I mean, he sets the tone.
I have never seen Trump use that kind of language like that.
What?
You know, I mean, he has, but I'm just saying, bro. Look,
you just said you didn't hear it. Now you say you did.
I haven't seen. I mean,
Trump,
telling the president to fuck off.
Brother, we heard you the first time, brother.
Okay, sorry, but I'm just saying, you don't do that.
Man, brother, you tripping. Trump sets the tone. Trump wants them to do that. When he sends his attorney general to talk to the Congress, he wants her to argue with them. That's Trump. Trump's watching.
What policies did she have, bro?
Trump wants her to go in there and cuss them out and don't take this because he wants them to do that. He sets that tone.
What policies did she have?
Who, man?
Jasmine. She didn't have any policies.
No, she didn't win.
Brother. So my super chat.
She's a liberal. Hold on. She's a liberal.
Uh-huh.
It's in line with
the other guy was the liberal, but Jasmine's 100% sold into the Democrats. She's 100% a liberal. She's into all of that stuff. What is a woman? Trans.
Yeah.
A lot of her fellow Democrats didn't like her.
Well, you're right. There you go. Clearly they didn't.
I mean, when she ran for that committee and she only got like one vote, they were sending her a clear message. One of those magazines wrote an expose on her saying that she was a super narcissist and all that. I mean, bro, she is not a well-liked person. You gotta when you're
telling me. I mean, you're telling me this for what?
I'm sorry, Clark, but
I'm telling you.
She was a white woman, they would love her.
Well,
sorry,
I don't
want to go there, Platt.
She's not a white woman.
I know she's not. Yeah. She's a black woman.
Okay, and you guys are playing with the Senate. The Senate it's pretty hard to get that position.
It is.
So just because I mean that does matter. Your race and stuff matters. See, people got to understand is well, look, politics. Man, you got to serve your constituency.
You do. And as a senator, most senators are not like that verbose. They're not that. They're more reserved. Most of the senators are more reserved. Now you do have Ted Cruz. You got Lindsey
I was just
Graham.
about to say Ted Cruz.
Yeah. But he's not the norm. Most of those senators are more laid
So you
back.
giving a pass to the ones that ain't normal or the ones that is? I don't understand, good brother.
What I'm saying is when you're trying to break in to a certain level,
you got to conform.
You got to conform. And they weren't going to let her. They weren't going to let her. I seen a white woman crying, saying that she wants a fighter, but she had to vote for Talarico because she knew that Jasmine couldn't win. It was a Karen.
Well, I don't agree with that. It
was a 50-something-year-old Karen with glasses. She was boo-hooing, saying she loved Jasmine, but she didn't think she could win, so she voted for Talarico.
That's fine, but she don't know that. She should have voted for the person she wanted to vote for. She don't know. Hey man, if that's who you want to vote for, that's how you do. You don't worry about. You don't vote like that. Okay, I'm only gonna vote. Well,
she ain't
this
gonna
candidate can win the election. No, you vote for the person you support, and you give them a chance. You give them a chance to campaign and win over voters.
Because you basically undermining your vote by saying that I'm not going to vote for the person I want to because they're not going to win.
Well, Platt, that's the argument I've always heard about people who support a third-party candidate. Why are you giving your vote to this third-party candidate? You know that even if I support this third-party candidate, they tell me I'm a damn fool for giving my vote to the person I support.
I wouldn't go that far, but the third-party candidate really have no chance.
Well, and that's what the woman was essentially saying with Jasmine. She was like, Jasmine has no chance.
Well,
she said she wanted to vote for the person.
Okay, first of all, she can certainly vote for whom she wants. She knows what she's talking about.
Well, she didn't think Jasmine could beat the Republican. This was just the primary. But go ahead.
Resurrect.
Yeah.
It was the primary, Resurrect.
Right.
The voter can vote for whomever she wants.
That's
but
right.
I can disagree that she's making an assessment that she can't win the general. Yes, she can. You got to get her through the primary first. You chose not to. How you gonna say the candidate I like is Jasmine Crockett, but I'm gonna vote for this state fucking rep?
Yeah,
because state representative. I'm gonna vote for this nobody because he can win the general. No, he can't. I don't know where you're getting that from.
The Democratic Party turned on Jasmine, man.
Well, okay, I agree.
They turned on her.
Well,
and they turned on her.
Okay.
Hey, Platt, that woman I was telling you about, Carla Cunningham, North Carolina incumbent state senator, she supported ICE rounding up the illegals in North Carolina. Her governor threatened her. The Democrats turned on her, bro, and she didn't win her re-election. She's like, I come from Black heritage, and I support my people over giving entitlement programs and set-asides for these people coming here illegally. I do support ICE. And they kicked her out. The Democrats don't care about Black people. Black women, y'all need to wake up.
Oh God!
Go ahead, man.
Right.
The 92% need to wake up because they just did a sister bad. Strong Black sister, Carla Cunningham. They just did.
What?
They just.
I'm sorry, I wasn't gonna say nothing.
Yeah, hold up. Yeah, no.
They just did your soul sister number one, Jasmine in.
Soul sister.
Hey, check it out.
The Democratic Party, brother.
This brother right here, bro. Hold on.
He turned up. That's all right.
The woman.
I'm going in, baby.
First of all, which is ridiculous. Like Black people are the one making those decisions. Well, we shouldn't be doing anything from immigrants and all. Man, they don't give a damn what you think. They're gonna keep doing what they're doing. Now
the Democrats are.
Wait a minute. If you're a Democrat, you got to be a Democrat. She chose not to be a Democrat. It ain't no different than the rhinos. Oh, Mike Pence is a liberal. Why? Because he won't lie. It's the same thing, brother.
I agree, but I'm just telling you, when Black people take a stand, they always get kicked in the butt by that party.
I disagree.
Okay.
No, it's not.
They've been
When
ragging
Black people,
they've been ragging on Tim Scott for saying the thing about the little Trump thing.
He's not a Democrat.
But you saying
when Black people take a stand in that Democratic Party, they get kicked in the butt.
And when Tim Scott, who's a Republican, took a stand for something he believed in, and it went against the narrative of the Republican Party, the people attacked him. So there's no difference.
Who is the majority that the Black people been voting for since the 1930s?
Who they want
the Democratic Party.
Who they want to?
The Democratic Party.
Who they
I don't even know.
So listen.
What's your point?
Hold on.
What's your point, my man?
My point is this. Since we've been the most loyal demographic voting for one party since the 1930s, they need to reciprocate some of that shit back to us, man. And they don't do it.
How does this have anything to do with her, though?
It has a lot to do because the Black woman was supposed to be the backbone of the fucking Democratic Party.
Here we go.
But wait, hold on. But what?
I
don't know what you're about. Because what was she planning to do for Black people?
Exactly.
We mean
I'm just
exactly.
saying, this should be a wake up call to Black women.
Brother, you double talking, bro.
No, I'm not.
Brother.
Good brother.
I'm here.
This guy.
I'm here.
You still didn't answer my question. What exactly was she planning to do for Black people?
Well, listen, that's the whole thing.
What do you mean that's the whole thing?
That's the whole thing.
What is she gonna do? Hold up. Well, how she's gonna win a Senate seat in Texas with a platform about helping Black folks?
That's the whole thing.
Ridiculous.
Her platform was nothing but anti-Trump, and she thought that was gonna.
He's just saying vote for her because she's black. That's all he's
Yeah,
saying.
that's what she thought.
No, that's what you
saying.
saying.
Her thing was anti-Trump. She didn't have a platform. They didn't.
My man, I'm not talking about her. I'm talking about you. You're saying that we should vote for her just because she's black. That's what you're saying.
I would never vote for Jasmine Crockett.
What?
So why do you hold on, bro?
I'm done.
No. I came on and I said I was looking at the Twitter streaks.
So you was waiting for black people to vote for her to say if she wins, right?
Well, I said that a lot of black women on Twitter, on X, are mad.
About that, bro.
They said they're done with the Democratic Party now because, again, they tried to vote for their woman for, like Kamala, and they not getting the support like they think they deserve.
Well, but she didn't get the support. Probably now I can't confirm this. She didn't get no support from black people. See, I don't know. Because this is the Senate. I've seen this before. I've seen black politicians try to go to the next level, and now they're dealing with more of a suburban or a white demographic. Yeah, they get out of the black demographic. No, I say like 60% black, and they get elected, and they're working there for maybe 2 terms. Then they say, "I'm gonna try Senate." Now all of a sudden they're in an 80% suburban or white, 20% black, and the guys have run, and when you go and look at the numbers, because they don't win, the people who let them down were the blacks.
No. She got 82% of the black vote. What she lost? Well, she was 46%. She lost. The other dude got like 53%, if I remember correctly. She had 46. He had 53. She lost.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. You right, True. Yeah.
She lost white men and Hispanic and Latino men. Yeah. Yeah. Well, not just men, Latinos. Period. Latinos and whites.
There's a dude
with the other dudes.
There's a guy he appears on Fox. He's on Fox. Matter of fact, Harold Ford Jr. You familiar with him?
Yeah.
Harold Ford Jr. ran for Senate, and he put on cowboy boots.
He did.
He went to country bars. He even lied and said he was half white. That man hated half white. That man lied. He said my grandmama was white, and then they went and they researched it. They act like some of his. They act like it's a whole bunch of Fords, right? They act like something Ford. They don't all get along though. There's a bunch of Fords, but they don't get along. They act like some Ford. And he said, "What?" He said, "My grandmother ain't white." He said, "His grandmama might be white." He said, "We got the same grandmama, but the one I know ain't white." And everybody said this man lying to get white folks to vote for him. He had cowboy boots, cowboy hat, country bars.
I expect that.
He was in Tennessee though.
Yeah, no, I got you. I'm saying racing, and then when all came out, when the votes came out, he didn't win.
Yeah,
but they tallied it up. The people who let him down was the Negroes. Negroes didn't vote for him. Every demographic he was trying to win, he won in, but he was unable to make it over and beat his opponent because for whatever reason, the Negroes didn't vote for him.
You know why they didn't vote for him, Platt? They was like, man, he ain't no real brother. This dude got green eyes. He brother. I know he is. I'm just saying, you know how sometimes black people can be, but yeah, I remember when Harold Ford, because like you said, his whole family are politicians. I remember that. But what are we gonna do about addressing this party not supporting black candidates?
What do you mean addressing this party? You keep saying don't vote for him. Yeah, just don't vote for him.
The black candidate.
Don't vote for him.
You got to win. Politics is resurrect.
Yeah.
I wish you all the luck in the world, brother.
No, I'm asking you, Platt. What are the sisters? What are the sisters going to do, man?
That's not how politics works, Resurrect.
Yeah. What are the sisters going to do?
Resurrect. It was a dude in my city. Yeah. It's 70% black city running against a white man. He was Jewish too, but a white man. Yeah, and that brother did exactly what you saying. Black this, black that. I'm black. Al Green, black this, blackity black, black,
Yeah.
I'm black, y'all.
I'm black. I'm gonna make sure finally this city serves the black people in it. I'm gonna build schools. I'm gonna focus on blacks. My biggest concern is black, black, black. That motherfucker got 30%. They cooked his ass, and it was the black people who wouldn't vote for him.
Who
They
would
voted
vote?
for the white guy. No, and
But-
I'm saying that's us, man. We don't really move like that.
Yeah, that's not true, Clyde. I'm gonna give you examples.
That is true. That is true. I know about
It is.
online, and I get all this shit on YouTube. I get that. But I'm telling you, black folks do not move
Right.
like that.
I'm gonna give you two. I'm gonna give you three examples.
Well,
I'm
I'm
gonna
talking
give you
about what
three
I seen.
examples.
I'm talking about what I seen.
I'm
I
gonna give
seen
you
it up
three
front,
examples. I'm
and
gonna
that
give you
guy,
three examples.
hold up, brother. That guy was pissed. That
I
guy
get
was
it.
so mad. He said, "How the hell can you people do this to me?" And he was like, "As much as I tried, I was gonna help you. Nobody else even talks like this. Yet y'all voted for the white guy over me, and they did." And that's the way it is, man. It's the black community.
I'm gonna give you a prime
I
example.
don't hear nothing. I don't hear nothing racist, brother.
Marion
Let me explain
Barry.
something to you,
Listen,
brother.
I'm
Let
not.
me explain something. We don't do the race thing over here. Okay, I'm with all that obligated to vote for some motherfucker because he's black. No, I'm not. He got to meet my fucking needs. And it's always the fucking nigga talking like that. So we all can be fucked up. I don't want to hear nothing about that race shit. Vote for who you want to.
Yeah.
Come over here with
Listen,
that.
Marion Barry.
We passed the problem.
Marion
He lost
Barry.
his seat. He lost his
No, he
seat.
didn't. He got reelected.
He lost his seat.
The reason why the people reelected the black people in Chocolate
The one
City,
that was smoking crack.
Yeah, and they reelected him. After,
Yeah, that's
listen,
smart.
They reelected
I
him.
mean, but he
after
was doing this thing.
Can
But
I
I don't
finish?
even see.
Can I
But why
finish?
would you even bring him up in this conversation?
Can I finish? The black people reelected Marion Barry after he got busted.
Here we go.
Don't blow. Because Marion Barry was giving jobs away to black people in Washington, D.C.
What does that have to do with the person we talking about?
I'm just telling you that black
You think
people
just white people?
I'm telling you that black people
in,
can,
right?
black politicians can have an agenda, and black people will support them because it's happening.
She has been in Congress for what, a couple of terms now. She don't have nothing for.
She came in in 2021.
She don't got. Listen, she don't got nothing for black people. All right.
Well, I was just telling
Basically,
Platt that you can have an agenda. And
yeah, but she doesn't. But she doesn't.
But Platt was saying that you can't. Platt was giving an example of a guy in his city.
I'm gonna say this again.
But we're not making it
you
about
have to serve your constituents, brother. You just ignoring
correct.
It ain't just
That's what I'm saying.
Wait a minute. In DC, it is a lot of black people there, right? So
it is.
They were the ones who voted him back in with the drug charge. That's them. He serves them. And when you get through talking, that's that community. If that's what they want to represent them.
Mayor Harold Washington in Chicago.
But you keep naming these people as if it has anything to do with this conversation.
Maynard
she
Jackson.
lost. Listen, she lost because she is not a good politician.
I agree with you. I agree.
Right,
I'm being an antagonist.
Do you think she solidified some stereotypes, truth?
Of
course she did. But she did that because she thought that allowed her to fit into that group, right? She was the sisterhood one.
This after she lost, do you think that the immaturity and the
of course. Come on.
Well, I think that's wrong. No, I think that she's a politician. I think you cry inside. I think that she's trying to be
you're not supposed to do it. You're right.
There are going to be a lot of things said about you, lies. People are going to be upset with you. You can't be weak like this and cry.
She's a spoiled brat.
I thought it was amusing. I'm not gonna lie.
I expect it from.
She's a spoiled brat, man.
I don't think anything less when she started crying.
I'm like, yo, what are you crying about, man? You lost, man.
Yeah, but I guess no. But to put it in context, and I'm not taking up for her for crying, she was just reminiscing on how far she came to that point and how she lost. And
I've been trying.
Everybody does it though.
That ain't where you do it though.
You cry in the hotel room. You don't cry.
No, man, you gotta get your cry out. And if you walk in front of all your voters and they feel bad and you let them down, and you gotta just say, "Hey, I'll see you tomorrow." You can't do that in front of them.
But
You can't.
she did keep talking though, Pat. She cried and then wiped her eyes and then kept
That was
cooking.
pathetic,
can't do
though,
that.
Joey.
No, you can't do
That
that.
was pathetic.
I'd rather her do that than do a Kamala. She ain't even
I'm
come
done.
out.
You know what, bro? I'm
Kamala
done.
didn't even come out.
Kamala was
cried.
drunk, man.
She cried and didn't
She
come
was
out.
drunk.
Like
Kamala didn't even come out.
she ain't even
And I've
come
been trying
down.
not to do.
People out
Hold up.
there. My
I've
aunt
been
was out
trying
there.
not to do this all night with this stream.
What up,
I've
Pat?
been trying not to do it. Big girls don't cry. They don't cry.
They don't cry. Big girl. They don't cry.
Hey y'all.
That's
Hey
that
y'all.
word. I love that
You
song.
know the
That song is fire,
18%.
though.
It is.
You
Yeah,
know
it's
the
fire.
18%
Good
that
song.
didn't vote for Jasmine is gonna be heckled and really ridiculed in Texas.
I
Who?
don't know.
Which 18% that didn't vote
Because
for her?
you said 82% of black people voted for Jasmine.
80% of the black people in that district. I don't even think it's a whole lot of black people.
No,
in that district.
Actually,
no,
it's
a
only
state.
82% of the black people that voted. That's all the 82% mean. So
it was
She
82%.
didn't win. She didn't look. She didn't win.
Exactly,
Man.
she didn't win. So
if you
I
ran
mean,
for proof, if you ran, and
you laughing?
and you didn't win, would you come out and cry?
Yeah. Who gonna get?
You didn't win, man. So you gonna come out?
God, just come out crying, B.
Yeah,
Crying
and
and mad.
wipe your tears and start cooking. Start tugging.
I
your
think-
You know
thumb.
what?
Hey,
She
man,
should have took it to the next level. She should have started.
Man.
She should have started breaking stuff. I'd have started breaking
Oh
stuff,
no,
crying.
she
tearing
did.
stuff
Jasmine
up.
feel like she got played, man. I'm telling you, they gave her the numbers. They
She
gave
didn't.
Jasmine
No.
the numbers, man. And the numbers up until this week, they had her leading in the polls, bro.
Let's stop.
They had
Let's
her
stop.
leading.
I
Let's
say
stop
one
that
thing.
nonsense.
Yeah.
I'm not lying.
All right, Rachel.
I was looking at it.
My thing is, I like Jasmine Crockett. Me personally, I like her.
I don't.
I know. I understand why people. She's the sisterhood, sister girl, Snap Fingers, Jet Magazine, Essence Magazine. I understand.
Yeah.
I liked her though. I liked her.
He said, "I liked it though."
But the thing was, and I'm gonna keep it a buck though, Platinum Truth. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I didn't like that she compared ICE to slavery.
Yeah, that
was
wasn't
goofy. I was like,
See,
come
that-
on,
hold up,
Chad,
Joey,
you don't do that.
You're forgetting, Joey. Like I said, she is a liberal. See, and this is the problem. This is the problem with people. People look at her. She's a black woman, obviously, but she's a liberal, man. She's way more of a liberal than you would say focused or a black woman. Yeah, she cares about feminine issues, obviously, right? But she's a liberal. When they start telling you what you just said, ICE is slavery and
they like slave
catchers,
trans and all of that stuff. And what is a woman? That's a liberal. That's you over there. They got you, man. They done pulled you all the way on that side. It's one thing to be a Democrat. You can be a moderate, but she's a liberal, bro.
I didn't like her before she said that, and when she said that, I was like, I'm good. But she said that because them folks over there like to hear that kind of thing. So that's why she was saying it. And they did not fool her. This is how she's been this whole time, and this is how they expected her to act.
I think they were giving her false numbers, man.
Well, no, they just knew that the Hispanic male would represent this district a whole lot better than her.
Way better.
But they say this dude Talarico. They say Talarico is further left than she is.
He's not.
No,
he's gonna be on board. No, he's not.
They were saying some of his policies in that state house.
You don't understand. So I'm in Florida and I'm from New York. I understand the Hispanic vote very well. Okay. They go very conservative once they get into office. Okay. And once they've been here for an extended period of time. That whole liberal thing it's only a show for most of them. Most of them are really conservative, which is why for this particular district, he fits the bill a whole lot better. She doesn't.
It's not a district though, man. This was a state. Why? Because she's running for the U.S. Senate.
He has a district. As a senator.
I'm saying, but this primary was for the whole state of Texas.
No, this primary is to be a senator of the state of Texas. As a senator, you represent a portion of. There's 2 senators, 2 for Texas, right? 2 or 3.
Yeah, 2.
So you
every state has 2 senators.
Right. So he's representing a portion of that state. There's a district that he covers. He's going to represent Texas better than she could.
I agree.
So that's why they went with him. That it's an easy.
Truth.
Easy.
I agree.
That's the other thing that I didn't like. Truth was that she tried to make it the racist thing and all that. I'm like,
but you see, she didn't. But she played into the racist thing only when she thought it could help her, because everything else was racist for everybody else except black people, right? I didn't really, she'd make comments about black people and discrimination, but she kept it light and vague and kept it moving. But for immigrants and everybody else, it's slavery and slave catching.
Yeah, let me tell you something. You talking about the Senate?
Yeah.
The Senate? Oh, that's ridiculous to even think. That's a poison pill.
Yeah, it is.
The Senate, I'm saying maybe a Tennessee rep. If you on some race stuff, you might be able to get a rep seat. You might be able to get in a certain district. You might say, hey, my people have been neglected. I'm going to only focus on my people. I don't know. You got background, know it's hard, Resurrect. You might be able to say, my people have been neglected. I'm focusing on my black folks only. And run for office. Well, okay, I'm saying you probably could, and maybe you get a rep seat. Now, you got the white people in that district. You got to understand politics. You can't really do anything on your own. So if you're a state rep, you're going to be in a collection of state representatives. They have to work together. If you on some race shit, they ain't going to work with you. So that district is going to be denied everything. They're not going to let you, because you know what? They're going to say, no, we don't want him to represent the district. So until you guys vote for somebody else, we're not going to let you guys get nothing.
Right.
And that's what I've been trying to do. I come on YouTube and people think you could run on some race shit.
No, you can't. That's how you know the person's an op, when they start spitting out race stuff. Because that won't get you far in any state in this country. Now, if you play the race thing like vague, like how them folks do, you might be able to get by with just making some vague notions about it. We want things to be fair. We don't want to discriminate. But you can't just say just for black people. You got to say discriminate for anybody.
Hey,
Exactly. You can't go full black.
Don't go full black.
Can I ask y'all a question though?
I can't say Obama.
Since most of the black people that represented a district or whatever in Congress have played the game like what you guys are saying, and basically they have been pretty milquetoast and not offensive when it comes to the race issue.
Well, that's not her, Resurrect.
No, I'm saying, since that's been the case though, what do black politicians
You got to get elected.
That's what I'm about to say. What do black politicians have to lose by going up there to Congress?
You got to win first.
Saying what they're going to do for everybody, and then once they get flipping the script.
Are you insane? Why would you say this? This is nonsense.
Yeah, I'm telling you, FBA, that you got to understand. You are mixing.
Why not?
You're mixing apples and oranges. You're talking about the whole ADOS and FBA stuff, and then you're talking about getting elected. And I'm telling you, man, you guys keep thinking it's the white people. It's going to be the black people that's not going to vote for you.
It's going to be the black people and the white people and the Hispanic and the Asians and whoever else.
Well, more like they ain't going to vote for you. I've been trying to say, but I've seen it. I've seen a dude. He ran for office, Congress, on that. Black people are coming first. That's my priority. We have been neglected. We're going to get these minority contracts. We're going to share the wealth. I am running on this. I saw that dude. That dude was running on that. He ran against a white dude. That white dude got 70% of the vote in like a 65% black district. He got 70% of the vote. The other dude, he got 30%. That dude was so mad. That dude said, I am so done. I am so done with black people. Don't come to me now. He said, I tried to help y'all, and look what y'all did to me. That shit, I said, damn.
Well, how do you explain those mayors, though? How do you explain Maynard Jackson, Harold Washington, and
Well,
Marion
actually,
Barry,
Mayor,
who did stuff for the black people.
Mayor Jackson actually did help black people.
That's
But
what I'm
Exactly.
saying.
And so did Marion Barry did.
And so did Harold Washington.
Right,
So
but
it can't
everybody
happen.
else. But
It
those are
can't
the
happen.
rare cases because most of those black politicians don't help black people once they get in office.
Because they don't want to, because they want to get rich.
Thank you. So then
Yeah,
why are you talking about voting for black people?
It's time out now for these any black politician that gets in our face talking about they want to go and represent us. We need to be like, bro, if you don't do what we want you to do, we vote your ass up out of there.
You already conceded once you say that, man. Yeah, you've already conceded.
It can happen, bro.
Racism won't work for black people.
That needs to happen, man. It's not racism.
No, racism won't. Racism will work for white people. It's enough of them. They don't really have to do that, like you say, openly, right? But you can make an appeal, dog whistle. But it won't work with black people because they are already suspicious of black people anyhow.
They are.
When you're talking about running and I'm going to take the resources and I'm going to allocate them, most of it to black people, they ain't going to vote for you, man.
Hell no.
Hey, look, man.
They don't even want to get free health care for themselves.
Hey, look, man, this is not a laughing matter.
I agree.
It's very funny.
It's not funny. Because black people are in a precarious position.
Brother, I agree with you. Black people have needs that need to be addressed. I agree with you. But nobody has a solution on how to do that. That's the problem. They offer you a problem without a solution. And then they say, well, we're going to do this and that. I'm like, well, the world going to keep turning, man. You got to have a solution. You can't say I'm not going to participate in an election.
I didn't say that.
How's that going to help you? No, I'm just saying that don't look at Jasmine. She lost by 100,000 votes. What if 100,000 people say I ain't participating because you ain't running on a ticket of reparations? How's she going to win a U.S. a U.S. senator running on?
Jasmine wasn't going to win being a liberal in Texas.
They wouldn't win.
She couldn't win being the liberal in Texas.
We don't realize what people don't understand. I get it. It's YouTube and clicks and views, and that's people's platforms. That's what they made. They can do anything they want on their platforms. I'm telling you, brother, white folks ain't never gonna elect nobody on no ticket with reparations for black people.
White people are gonna be the minority in this country by 2040.
Be careful with that one.
No, they are. It's already.
You know what? I had a Latino and American Indian. No, go ahead, Truth. Go ahead. My fault.
Well, what I was gonna say, it's crazy when people say silly stuff like that.
How's that?
First
silly?
of all,
it's based on the census.
Because you're not taking into account who actually votes.
I'm taking into account the number of people.
More white people actually are registered to vote than any other group of people in the United States. Whether their numbers shrink, they'll still be the largest number of registered voters.
20% of white people now are baby boomers.
First of all, who are white people? Hispanics are considered white, correct?
No, they consider Hispanic now.
No,
that's why they got Hispanic brown is on the census, bro.
I understand that, but you don't understand what they think of themselves. They don't see themselves, so then they're white. So
in
therefore,
but they put down Hispanic.
Fat Joe got arrested, even with all this hip hop and all this stuff. He
was white on the papers.
He put on that paperwork. He was white both times. He got arrested. He was a white.
So
man.
Guess what? So guess what happens to the voting population of people you think aren't white but feel like they are white? What do you think is going to happen? Do you think that voting population is going to change because of 2040?
Yeah, it's going to change. Definitely, it's going to
change.
No,
it's not going to change.
No, it's not, because what you're not taking into account.
It's just going to be more Hispanics and Asians.
And I had a conversation years ago with a half Indian dude. He told me he was half Indian.
Oh, they're the worst, Platt. Yeah.
And a Latino dude. I had a conversation with them, and they was talking about eventually that they'll overrun and they'll be the majority. And
that's true.
he told me, he said, Negro, you think I'm gonna pay you some reparations? He said, I ain't did shit to you. He said, if the white man ain't gonna pay him, what the hell would we pay him for? That's like Negroes think that if Latinos overrun the white community, it's Latinos gonna be in that campaign. No, they're not.
No, it's gonna be worse. They see themselves as white. They classify themselves as white. So you can talk about the white population shrinking all you want, but guess what's gonna happen in 2040? You still gonna be the minority, and there's gonna be a lot of white voters suddenly. You're gonna be like, where are these white voters came from? I thought the population was shrinking.
No, well, they will be considered brown. But yeah, okay, that's cool. That's cool. I know Hispanics don't vote for black people. I know that.
Here in Florida, after Cubans get here, 90% of them are categorized as white on paper. Driver's licenses, loans, job applications.
Well, I know that
white is an attitude. We know
that Hispanics only wanted to be considered minority.
You keep saying Hispanics, but that is an ethnicity when we talking about race. I don't know why you think they're the same thing.
Well, what I'm saying is they only wanted to be considered a minority after the civil rights legislation was passed.
That don't mean nothing. It ain't what's happening now.
Because they wanted to kick it. They wanted to get some of the
that had nothing to do with them.
They wanted to get some of the set asides that we were.
No.
Yes.
No, it did resurrect. Them people don't. Some Hispanic from some dude who crawled over here from Mexico
like 80 years ago.
Yeah, he don't have no influence.
When did they start?
They wanted to conceal themselves as minorities. They didn't. They got labeled that way because you're right. They robbed black people and gave it to foreigners. Okay, but the solution, that's what I mean. That is the problem. I still agree with that. But what's the solution? You can't you still have to be able to obtain levels of power. And this is probably maybe we can just have a general disagreement. I don't think America. We know Obama. Obama, he ain't do shit for black people. Okay, I don't even disagree with that. But I'll tell you this: if he would have had a platform of helping Negroes, he would have never got elected.
He wouldn't even got that far. If that was the case.
Obama wouldn't even been nominated as a president if he had a platform of helping black people.
Okay, well then, do you want your problem solved? Then you got to figure out how can you get them solved. That's all of that is political. Getting black people recognized. Okay, we want this benefit to only go to foundational black Americans. You got to be able to get that stuff on a ballot, be able to get the people to support it. To just say it, that's means nothing. That's like me saying, I wish I had $1 million.
Mm-hmm.
Let me go downstairs and see if it's outside. Oh, it's not there.
Mm-hmm.
So wait,
you got to make it. I'll tell you what's going to happen. I'm telling you this right now. That blue party is going to continue to lose elections.
No, they're not.
Oh, okay. Yes, they are. I guarantee you, they're not gonna have the impact that they think they're gonna have in this midterm election.
What about the red party?
Well, black people haven't been voting for the red party.
So the red party gonna win.
Yeah.
So okay. Hold on.
By
right
default.
now, hold up. Trump is in office right now. What is he doing for black people? Specifically,
black people.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Uh-huh. Only for foundational black Americans. What is Trump doing?
Hey, how long has foundational
he put
black
out some
Americans,
gold sneakers, Platt. He put out some gold sneakers.
How long has foundational black Americans
been voting
for the blue party?
I want to say it's racist, but I'm going to say unfair. Do you know how unfair it is to not ask Trump to do stuff for black people? But
how unfair is it for a group of people? How unfair is it for a group of people that's been voting for a party for over 80 years to not get what we're just
Did you just hear? Hold on. Did you hear what Platt just said? You just
it don't matter. That don't matter. Black people haven't been voting for Republicans like that.
But you're not going to tell the Republicans what you want?
No, because we haven't been voting for the Republicans. Get that through your mind. We've been voting for the blue party.
Okay, so hold up. So if the person in
office,
owe
us. They owe us.
Wait a minute. Resurrect. So if you didn't vote for the person in office, they don't have to do shit for you.
Hey, they won by default. We've been giving our votes to that blue part.
So the trash collection, potholes, it can stay in my community because I didn't vote for the guy who's currently in charge.
They never did nothing for black people.
That makes no sense, brother.
It does make sense. It makes sense that the party that we've been giving our votes to, I don't understand how hard this is. It makes sense. It makes sense for the party that we've been voting for to do it for us like we've been telling them to.
Let me try.
They owe us. How is that wrong? How is that insane? How is that wrong?
Yeah, Resurrect. Yeah.
How is that wrong? I don't understand. What's wrong with y'all?
Here, let me try.
I'm just telling you. I'm just asking. What is wrong with y'all?
Resurrect.
How is it wrong for us to expect the one party that we've been voting for to do for us?
Let me point it out to you, Resurrect. The party has never done anything for us. Why would we expect them?
It's time because
no, Resurrect. Why would we expect them to do something
voted for?
Because now.
No, don't ask me that, Joey. Don't ask me.
Listen,
what I'm saying is, hold on, Resurrect. You just yelling and screaming. You're not listening.
No, I'm answering your question. I'm answering your question.
Stop talking for a second.
I'm answering your question.
I didn't finish the question. I didn't finish.
Go ahead.
So if they have never done what we needed them to do or what we wanted them to do, and we've always voted for them, you're telling me now because we always voted for them and they didn't do anything, we should expect something out of them now?
Yeah, because it's a new generation. It's a new generation.
You're insane. Okay, I'm done, Joe.
No. How the fuck am I insane?
I'm done.
Listen, my grandmother, my mother, them voted for symbolism. They didn't expect shit because they were like, we just black. Younger generation, I'm Gen X, millennials, Gen Z, they expecting something. It's a new day. We new people. We're not the same. We're not our mothers. We're not our grandparents.
But you're missing something, and this is the problem with most black people and why they don't understand.
What am I missing?
Hollywood.
Tell me what I'm missing. Tell me what I'm missing.
You're focused on making them pay for something they didn't do for you when you should be focused on getting what you should get from whoever's willing to give it to you.
Listen, and ain't nobody willing to give, so we got to take. We got to push. We got to
why you focused on only them?
Hold up, that's why I know
because we're new people.
But why you only focused on them?
Why
you only focused on them?
Because our forefathers and grandmothers voted for these people. They gave their votes to these people.
Resurrect. No, hold up, Resurrect. You keep doing this. Okay, Resurrect.
What am I keep on doing?
I don't know about the people all up here. I think most of these people are FBA or ABO.
I don't think they are. I know that one dude ain't no FBA. Truth. He ain't no FBA.
I'm just not stupid.
Hold up.
You probably got Dominican or something in your background.
Resurrect. Okay, right. That being said, there has to be a pathway to victory, and begging Democrats to do right by you. It's not working.
It's not begging, Platt. No. What we're saying is we're not going to vote for them until they do what we say.
Look. I'm all with that.
And that would mean the Republicans can win. They can win. I don't give a fuck. They can win.
Well, okay. Well, there you go.
Because the Democrats, as long as that party. As long as that party that my people gave their votes to for nothing don't win, I'm fine with it.
So how's the Republicans gonna know that you're willing to vote for them for something if you don't ask?
We will ask. How
we gonna ask?
But wait a minute. We're not giving our votes.
Hold on. No. I heard that they said all Trump gotta do, and Trump lies all the time. It's just lie to us.
He does.
Democratic
be
Party.
over.
No, he's saying the Democratic Party is over. And I said, wait a minute, but he's not gonna do anything for you though. These niggas, see, you know what?
Well, what has the Democrats done? What have they done?
They just want to hear somebody
ridiculous. Come on, now look, I don't want to really go down that road. If you think they haven't done anything,
they haven't done nothing.
They've done it. Now we're just being ridiculous, brother.
No, I ain't being ridiculous. I'm not being ridiculous.
What do you want? Okay, what do you want the Democrats to do?
They should have done what Dr. King was saying. The key to everything is economic inclusion.
Okay, so what are you not including in? So what are the
The wealth
Democrats?
disparity.
You don't
the
have
wealth disparity.
opportunities, right?
Listen, no.
He going down there.
Now let me
This
tell
is
you
absurd.
this. Let me tell you this. When I go to college,
No.
when I go to college and I graduate, I don't have a down payment for a house like the white boy, my roommate, my freshman year.
Why did he get his down
They
payment?
already said it. They already set up for success.
How did your roommate get his down payment? What
grandfather passed money down to the parents, passed money down to
Okay, hold up. And that's the Democrats' fault?
Yeah. Yeah, you know why? Andrew Johnson.
You said his grandfather passed money down to his father left the money.
Yeah, we didn't have chance to have money because of special order number 15 got rescinded.
Nigga, stop. That's not a law. I wish y'all stop.
That nigga watched
that was the chance. That was
Star
the
Wars.
chance.
That nigga said special order.
Oh, you
That's
don't
not
know?
even a law. That's not even a law. It
That
couldn't
was
even be enforced.
That was the order that was in place.
You should study it.
I did. That's the 40 acres and the mule law. William Tecumseh Sherman. General Sherman. General Sherman. When they killed Lincoln,
who was
Andrew
it
Johnson
for?
rescinded it. Black
Who
people.
was it for? Which
The
black people?
The descendants of the freedmen, not you.
That's what your problem is.
No, it was for the descendants. It was the descendants of the freedmen.
Which ones?
The descendants of the freedmen.
Which ones?
The descendants of the freedmen. Not you,
If
Tether. Not you, Tether.
If you read the order, it was for a specific group of black people.
Yes, it was for the people that were free. The people that were free from the Emancipation Proclamation. My people.
It was for a specific group of black.
It wasn't your people. It was my people.
It was for a specific group of black people.
Yeah, my people from Mississippi.
In the Carolinas, actually.
Mississippi, Florida, Georgia, Alabama.
No, it didn't.
Yes, it was.
Yes, it was. It didn't cover multiple states. It covered a specific state.
I know it covered land, but it wasn't just the Carolinas.
And not only that, it only gave a certain. It only gave a certain amount of. It had a large section of land that it gave away to a specific group of black people, not all black people who were free.
It did.
So what are you talking about?
It didn't. It did, Jesus bro. My minor in college is African American Studies. You can't tell me shit. You can't tell me nothing. Let's do the scholarship. Let's go. You a tether. You're a visitor in this land. You can't educate me on this.
This is why black people where we at right now.
You tried to laugh at me when I brought up the special order number 15.
No,
that was the actual. That's what it was.
Resurrect.
That's what it was.
Resurrect. When does a military order become law?
All the time.
When? What's the condition?
All the time. That was the time.
What do you mean that's the time? All the time. What?
It didn't work then.
Yeah, it didn't work because you know why? Because Abraham Lincoln got killed.
You cannot make a military. A military command cannot be law, sir, in the United States.
It was the law. And then when Andrew Johnson came in, he rescinded it. That's the law.
It was a military order. Military orders cannot be the law of a state. We have a constitution that dictates the state's freedoms to make its own laws. How can a military law suddenly take precedent over
federal law
state
supersedes the fucking state law?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
You can't talk to me about that. Federal law supersedes. That's what's going on with immigration.
But it was a military order.
Supersedes the state law, bro. What are you talking about?
It wasn't federal law.
No, let him go.
Wait a minute. That's a fact.
Go ahead, brother.
That's a fact. That's part of the Bill of Rights. What are you talking about? If I'm not mistaken, that's like the.
It was a military order.
That's like the
law.
That's a federal law because the military is federal.
How does the military make federal law?
I'm about to explain it to you. Explain it to you.
Okay, please, thank you. You went to college too, remember that.
Yeah,
You
I'm
specialize in Black
I
history.
said my minor was African and African American studies.
I got you.
Awesome.
Hold up,
Awesome.
brother. Ray. Okay, we just saw Jasmine Crockett. She they redrew the map. She lost her congressional congresswoman seat. She tried to run for Senate, which is something she didn't want to do. She did pretty well. One would say, hey, just run again, but which is probably something she'll do. But in the process, and we're not saying she's not human. We're not saying that. I'm not saying that she's a human. We're not perfect. She's a human. But I think that her crying under pressure, I think that's going to come back to haunt her. I think that was a sign of weakness. And I think an opponent running against her in a future race is going to bring that up. Because it's going to play into a stereotype. It's going to play into stereotypes, and that stuff exists. And I get it. We get it. And that's another thing, to invest it. Yeah, that's to invest. When you can't be over invested in stuff like jobs, and your life matters, right? It matters, but your family is what matters. People get fired. You can't be out here crying because you got fired. You can't be out here crying because some things went the wrong direction. It's called life. And when you cry about it, that's a symbol of entitlement and immaturity. It's called life. We saw Trump do it. Trump did it outside. He had lost his election. We saw him out there crying. But that's weak. You can't be crying on this stuff, man. We didn't say it don't affect you, but you can't cry. And she got out there and she publicly cried. And in my opinion, she set women's rights back 20 years when she did that. But though I could be wrong though.
I mean, she's just not a good politician, man. She wasn't good in Congress, and she definitely couldn't be good.
Damn,
hey, Truth, are you ready for the truth?
God,
Truth, you ready for the truth?
Shoot.
Yeah, we about to shoot. So, the special order, field order number 15, set aside 400,000 acres of land along the coast of South Carolina, Georgia, and Florida for formerly enslaved Black families.
Full stop.
Key points.
Full stop. We're really not talking about that, brother.
But he tried to say I was lying, and I'm proving that he's lying.
Okay.
He don't know what the fuck he's talking about.
What did I say you were lying about?
Because you're tethered. You telling everybody it wasn't for all Black people.
We're not gonna get into all
that.
It wasn't for all Black people.
It was. I'm about to read it right now.
Resurrect. We're
You
familiar.
don't know what you're talking about, Tether.
We're familiar with FBA.
But he's lying though, man. He's saying it wasn't for all Black people. He's lying.
He's not a tether.
It wasn't.
It was for all
You can
formerly
call me that all
enslaved.
you want. Whatever makes you better.
It was for formerly enslaved though. You lying.
I said all.
It was.
It wasn't.
It was.
Oh God.
Yeah, oh God, your ass, nigga.
Keep reading.
Yeah,
hold on. From a political,
He won't allow me. He won't allow me.
No, resurrect. And I hear the conversation, and I'm very familiar because I used to listen to Tariq with the Mac lessons.
But I got the facts though, man. I'm not talking about Tariq.
Damn, bro. Is it all right, brother? You done said it 5 times. All right, hold up. You could call him a tether in between my pauses, right? You have to be able to convey your message on a political stage, and the way you're talking, there's no way.
This ain't no political stage.
No, but you're gonna take that conversation out into the real world. You ain't no way you're gonna get no support talking like that, man.
Look. This is a different platform.
Y'all taking the tether stuff to a whole different level.
No, it is. Tether's always undermine. Tether's always undermine Black people, man.
But righteous, y'all take it to a different level because truth ain't even on that. You know what I'm saying?
I can
even have a dialogue.
I can hear the condescension. We can hear the condescension, man.
You feel like he's being?
Yeah, he's trying to be condescending. Okay, he thinks he knows more. He don't.
He ain't even snap when you called him a tether. He chilling.
Because you can't snap on the truth. Most New Yorkers ain't no FBA.
Well, I'm not even gonna go there. Look, man,
most New Yorkers aren't.
I got you, brother. I follow you. I listen to Tariq. Most of them, If I'm gonna listen to FBA, it's 100% Tariq Nasheed. So, I get it. I know what it's about. I get it, man. And look, man, all this YouTube stuff, because I make content, right? And I get it. I like doing it. You got to be careful with it, though, man. You'll let it over. You'll take it too personal.
Platt, I've been on this though, man. It's not new. I was telling you this back before the election. This is what it was gonna be. Y'all was mad at me because I was going against the blue party then. I told you. I ain't no necessarily.
You can vote for who you want to, brother.
Yeah, but y'all was calling me like a Trump supporter and stuff.
You was?
No, I just was I was anti-Democrat. So I trolled.
And hold on. So, okay, so wait a minute.
Hold on.
No.
That don't even sound right, though, right?
What are you talking about? I want to antagonize niggas that support the Democratic Party.
Not no antagonize?
Yeah, I want to antagonize you.
Why?
Because it's stupid.
Why?
Because you're not getting nothing from them.
And this is why we got Trump.
Yeah, that's fine.
Why you got Trump.
That's fine. I would rather him win than the Democrats win. Because they need to pay for their disloyalty.
Okay. First of all, you know what? Because I don't want to. I know this is YouTube and dudes believe this stuff. You know, hey, check it out, Resurrect. I want my reparation. When they need to come tomorrow. Can I have them while I'm still young?
Well, can I ask you this, Platt?
When I'm half dead in a wheelchair somewhere, and the chair is pushed off the side, somebody hand me a check. What am I gonna do with that?
When has the conversation been like this though? When have people been really talking about, reparations like they are now?
The 80s.
Glad I'm 52. I'm 52. I don't remember this.
They had a strong reparations movement in the 80s.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they did in the 80s. They did. Have you ever studied strategy at all?
Of course.
Have you ever?
I know strategy.
So then why would you be saying?
I don't have to use strategy.
What? Okay.
I don't have to use. I'm not trying to convince you.
Okay.
Truth. I'm not trying to convince you.
I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about to get to the goal. Obviously, you don't even know what you're talking about because you keep forgetting what the goal is.
I know what the goal is.
Obviously, you don't because you don't have a strategy to get. You don't have a strategy to get.
Hey, Resurrect, you think Trump cares about y'all niggas.
Now, how many times?
I'll be like,
Donald Trump used
y'all are foolish, man.
Donald Trump used reparations as a bullet point attacking Kamala Harris.
That's it. That's the closest he got.
He had a list of things that she stood for. Reparations was one of them. That's what he thinks about. He certainly ain't for that stuff.
I don't think anybody ever thought Trump was for reparations.
Not only that. So and I keep asking he keep talking. So, and this is what the problem is, right? Niggas just think politics will work because it's gonna work the way I say it's gonna work. And that ain't how politics work. You gotta have a strategy behind how you're gonna get to your goal.
I know the strategy that we've been employing. I know the strategy that we have been employing has not been doing nothing.
Yeah, hold on.
But your only strategy is not voting for niggas. That's the only strategy you got.
You know what that means. The Democrats want Trump to stop dropping bombs. That's what they want. That's what they want. They put it to a vote.
I don't think they want that, Platt.
No, they voted for him to stop. They said the War Powers Act, they voted for him. Once we vote for this, he can't drop more bombs, right? Mm-hmm. Right? They voted for that and in the Senate, and they said no. He keep doing all the Republicans did. They got more on the Republican side. Only one Republican went with the Democrat, so they didn't have enough votes. So what I'm saying is this: just because you want something. And that's the problem with the YouTube and stuff and reparation. Just because you want it, that don't mean you're gonna get it. And just because you think you're gonna get it, you gotta win that vote. And I said, in order for black people to get reparations, you gotta win over that fucking Senate. That ain't nothing but white men. How you gonna do it? Niggas don't want to do that. They don't want. They just talking. That's just talk. You gotta get them to endorse that. Just like they want to stop Trump from dropping bombs. Didn't have enough vote Trump dropping bombs, but they want him to stop. The Democrats do, but you got to have the votes. And that's my whole thing with the black community. We got to work on getting votes, man. We just talk.
That's what dude was just saying the whole time. And y'all were just saying votes don't matter. Y'all literally just dissed him for saying votes matter.
No, his strategy was don't vote.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so your vote has power. Not voting is showing, power as well.
But if that's the only thing you're doing, that's not a strategy. Basically,
It is a
you're getting
strategy
water.
because we've never done it before.
Okay,
See,
well,
there
hold
you
on.
go.
Jared, how do we get a society, American society, right, which I think is racist? How do we get the individuals who's in it to support our needs and concerns, specifically black descendants of slaves? How do we get them to say, hey, those people deserve reparations. Hey, their kids deserve this special set aside?
It's money. We have to put money behind their campaign.
Nope, that won't work.
That's what everyone else does.
Yeah,
Everyone
but
else
everyone-
that actually wins and actually have good campaigns, they're backed by billionaires.
That's true, but that's not actually what causes it to win. All these illegal immigrants that got all this money, they didn't have anybody backing this initiative, but
Of
they
course
certainly
they
got
did.
a lot of money.
Of course they did. They had these NGOs backing them. What are you talking about?
There you go. So how
They
did they
had
get
money. They had money.
Well,
That was money. That's what he's talking
y'all
about.
y'all niggas just stay
You
surface
just a
level.
Debbie Downer because you a Debbie Downer because you don't really want us to get them. You won't get them.
So here,
You
let me help you
won't
think
get
a
'em.
little bit. Here, let me help you think a little bit. Who
I
would
think
benefit
very
the
well.
most? Who would benefit the most for having illegal immigrants in the country?
White business owners.
The business owners.
Thank you.
Of course.
Thank you. So if business owners are the ones that are going to benefit the most, and who's creating these NGOs?
Businesses.
Cool. So since the businesses are going to benefit the most from illegal immigrants, and they're the ones putting the money in to have them come in, what strategy could you put in that could benefit black people the same way?
That is what strategy? That's not our concern.
Jesus Christ. To benefit black people? What?
Our concern is not to try to convince a business that they must pay us.
That's what you heard me ask you?
But I'm telling you what's going to happen, Joe.
I'm sorry. Is that what you heard me ask you?
Let me tell you what's going to happen. The way this is the way that we're going to receive our reparations. I can see it now.
Okay. How?
When the United States is going to lose this conflict, the outsiders.
How?
Where the money gonna come from? Hold on. If they lose, where the money gonna come from?
Yeah, how they gonna walk them down? I need to hear this. Hold on, everybody.
40 trillion in debt. They're gonna lose a war. They're gonna have. That means they don't have the supplies to maintain the Navy, the Army, the Air Force.
How we gonna
go up to them and ask for $15 trillion extra? And
they will get $15 trillion. I don't think it's gonna be that much. But what I do think is they're going to be pressured by the outside,
to do
like
what?
the UN, by the
To
UN,
do what?
like the UN, to
They
make
control
what
the
they
UN.
did. Yeah,
They
for
control
right
the
now.
UN.
For right now, that's not going.
No,
the United
no,
States
you
is
don't
on the way down. I do
You don't
understand.
understand.
I
You
do
don't.
understand.
No, you
They're
don't.
on their way down, bro. The other people have created a new financial system. Just like when the United States created Bretton Woods.
Jesus Christ.
After England was the world power with the sterling, silver.
You
We're
don't
on
understand.
our way down.
They can completely control. They're one of the most dominating powers in that organization.
Yeah,
do you realize?
Now?
Do you know forever? Because they control the security. They control the security of the world. Nobody else fights battles in the world except us.
They're not going to be able to sustain the fronts in Iran in the Middle East. Then, if the word is that Kim Jong-il is going to go down in South Korea, and then they still got the conflict in the Ukraine. They're gonna have to fight on three fronts. They're gonna have to fight it out on three fronts.
You're a military person. If the United States said, you know what, we're not going to follow any of these rules of engagement that the world has when fighting
They're
wars.
already doing that.
Do you think Iran stands a chance?
Do you?
Yeah, but they're gonna lose a lot of people. But they're already doing that because you're not supposed to be bombing civilians and stuff like that.
Thank
I
you.
mean,
But
that goes
what I'm
both
saying is,
ways.
if the United States says I'm not following any of those rules, I'm going all in on these niggas. How long do you think Iran's gonna be able to last?
They gonna last because they can't.
Iran is big, so
They
it's
big,
gonna
bro.
last long. But what's gonna happen is retaliatory strikes, and
Mhm.
then so if you say civilians shouldn't be hit, you're going out to schools.
Well,
and
remember
stuff.
those rules. If the United States tosses those rules out, how long will Iran last?
They can
They
last for a
gonna
while.
last. They're not gonna be able to use nukes over there. I tell you that because if they do, Russia and China will, and Pakistan will.
Well, they
So what I'm
already,
trying,
but it's human violations, and this what happens when you
correct.
say I'm going to bomb civilians in schools is you lose
Hmm.
the moral authority, right? And then
Right.
people see that people are outside looking in, and we're all share this planet. And if you are just saying, I can do anything I want, I can slaughter, it's okay, you're going to draw people into the fight. We're not talking about one person, you're going to draw other countries into the fight. And as far as
Correct.
NATO make you can, the people can turn on you. You can lose your allies, they can turn on you. So now you have a fight with this enemy, and then within you have a fight.
They
True.
already do.
You
Spain
can't
already turned on them.
yeah, you can't win like that.
True. But the United States could actually wipe out Iran, I don't know, within about 6 months to a year if they went
They
all
don't have
in.
enough. They don't have enough weapons, bro.
They don't have
What
enough.
do they make? What
And
do they make their munitions?
there's nobody going to let them just carpet bomb.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying people would. I'm saying they have the ability to.
Well,
Where
see,
are they
the
gonna get the
problem is this,
weapons?
and hold up, and I saw a thing where the guy said, be careful of Israel. But now Israel just got caught blowing
Oh
up.
yeah, they do all kind of crazy
Was it
stuff.
Kuwait or something? They brought up. They blew it
Mhm.
up. They caught them. Israel was doing it, trying to pretend that it was
It was
Iran.
Iran.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
They were trying to trigger a
And
fight.
they said what's going to happen to us is they believe somebody's going to come in here and
Oh
drop
yeah.
a dirty bomb and then say Iran did it. And they're saying it's already been put out there because they want America
I could believe it.
to
Yep.
try to get,
To fight.
hey, no, we're going to use
Mhm.
tactical nukes, and somebody nuked you guys, so we got a nuke. That's what he's saying. So who knows, man? But Trump got into this. Trump should have never got
Yeah.
into this war. And he
It's
was told
called.
that would only take a couple of days. And
Oh
he
hell, he's
believes that,
stupid. He's stupid.
we're not ready to go 6 weeks, and we're not ready to just drop bombs on the Iraqis because we
Right.
all share this world. What do you think is going to happen? You think people are going to sit back and look at that, or think it's okay to just slaughter those people? And this was supposed to be to wake them up or stop them from building a nuke. Why are you bombing civilians?
They've been saying that for like 40 years.
Yeah, it's other civilians. I thought it was supposed to be military installations and all. It's already set up, and so now you got war crimes.
Yep. But back to the strategy at hand, black people could benefit from this chaos.
When the world comes against the United States and Russia, they're going to have to pay us.
Well, no, they won't. Why would they have to pay us? Because the world is going into
because they always, whenever a country commits war crimes and they lose the war, like Germany and stuff, they have to atone for all their sins.
Mm-hmm.
We've done that several times,
Yeah,
Japan,
we're gonna be the ones that the United States government is gonna be the one this time that's gonna have to pay. Because we lose this, man.
That's what I'm saying. We've done it several times. We've rebuilt other. We've rebuilt. Right, we've rebuilt other countries before.
Well, we're
not
gonna be able to. We're never gonna be able to rebuild because we're gonna lose this.
Why? So how are we gonna get paid?
Because whenever a country loses, they always have to repay for the damages. And some of the
so what's that
damages
got to do with us?
They have to pay for the damages from within. People know what they
We
did to
don't
black
have any
people.
money. We don't have any money.
Wait, what? Wait,
And look,
wait,
man,
what?
I'm a civilian. We're just civilians in
Yeah,
America, right? We're American. We were
right.
born here, right? And
Yeah.
in America, we got freedom. You don't have to agree with what the administration is doing.
Are you saying we don't have money for reparations?
Well, what do you think?
I mean, I think we do. I really, man,
Okay.
we have money for everything we need to do, or everything they want to
Well,
do.
go ask them. I mean, why don't you ask them if you go see if the administration ready to hand out a reparation?
Wait, we gotta let the war
That's not
happen
what I'm
first,
getting
Platt,
at. That's
so
not
they
what
could then pay us.
I'm
We
not.
gotta let the war happen first.
Because even Jasmine Crockett was saying like why a lot of black people were mad at the immigrants for getting all the a lot of handouts, and she was saying it's because we can actually see the money moving hands.
Well, hold up, FBA didn't support it though.
I mean,
Yeah,
that was
they did. They voted in the first time. They didn't support it this time, no, but she got voted in.
I said FBA.
I thought y'all said 82% of black
Actually,
people voted for it.
well, no, FBA. So what I'm saying is this:
They said 82%.
brother, I'm gonna say this again. FBA, right? She's
Well,
using the language off the internet. FBA, right? Where were they so that she could put her over the top? And hold up, you keep saying that shit. All black people are not FBA. All black descendants of slavery are not FBA.
40 out of the 48 million black people in America, 43,
wait, who's that?
43 million.
Hold on,
43
Platt.
million.
What do you mean when you say that? Because that's not correct.
Yeah, 48 million black people categorized in the United States of America. 4 million are from 4 million are from Africa and the African diaspora.
How many consider themselves FBA?
43
It doesn't have to
million.
be. No, hold
43
on. It
million.
doesn't. Hold on, man. Be quiet. Damn, you just keep repeating stuff and shouting for no goddamn reason.
I said
It doesn't
43
matter.
million.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
You know that's
It doesn't
absurd,
matter.
right? You know that's absurd, right?
How is that absurd?
Platt, stop talking to him. Platt. It doesn't matter what they consider themselves. FBA is the name for the descendants of slaves, just like ADOS, just like Salon. It doesn't
Like
matter
the
if they
freedmen.
Freedmen. It's all the same people. It's just multiple names. So if you want to say I'm not FBA, I'm Freedman. I'm not FBA, I'm Black American. I'm not FBA, I'm Salon. You're saying the same thing.
No, no. The problem with FBA, and we saw that with the ABC News salute appreciation on Black History. They put the video out, and the black guy was talking about FBA, and then they had they private the video because they don't believe. Well, the problem is
The Democrats.
That man wasn't no Democrat.
The Democrats called ABC.
We don't know who had the video pulled. But can you let Platt finish?
At the end of the day, it ain't no different than anybody else. I go trying to find a job. The HR says I need to do a general sweep on this guy just to make sure he checks out. They looked at all of the criticism and they pulled the fucking video. So now hold up. You're saying all black people are FBA. No, they're not. All of them don't identify like that.
Not all black people are FBA. What I'm saying is FBA is a lineage.
I'm not talking about foreigners or tellers. I'm saying the ones who are black people who are the descendants of slaves. Black people.
Correct.
Not all of them consider themselves FBA.
Right, they could say that because they don't like the name, but that doesn't change that who they are.
Yeah, it doesn't mean that they're not FBA.
You can't throw that on them if they don't want that. That has to be that has to go through.
What are you talking about? African American got thrown on us.
And there
was no problem. No, we didn't. My mother's never called herself African American.
Okay,
she's born in the early 40s.
What about you?
I've never called myself Black African American either. I've always called myself Black.
Okay.
Because I always I'm not African. My mother says it. I have Native roots. Native American roots. I've never. I've even done my lineage. I can't even find a black a person who was enslaved in my history.
Jesse Jackson had the influence because he almost became president. And
it actually wasn't Jesse.
Who put it out?
It was an Asian woman in New York. She put in a bill to have that changed. It was a Congress Asian woman from New York,
Well,
and he
Jesse
basically.
endorsed it.
Oh yeah, he endorsed it, of course. Yeah.
Okay. Well, what
So-
I'm saying is that's how you get change. This stuff, this YouTube stuff, they're not going to change anything. Because if I go with my YouTube channel, they're not going to say, what? You want to do what?
Well,
You
he
wanna-
endorsed the bill. Wait. He endorsed a bill to change it. He didn't change it himself. So now the only way to get the changes
if you
from the
can't-
grassroots, you got to go through the OMB
yeah,
and
if
make
you
the changes there.
if you can't get ABC to hold on to that label on a Black History fucking program, how are you going to be able to push that through legislation so that all Black people can claim that?
So you tell me one video, the first year on the Black American History Month, that somebody said it and the TV networks pulled it down means you can't ever do it? Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying it doesn't have the support to get passed because of this internet thing and the way it's considered. People are going to look it up.
That's not true because most people don't consider it that way. You're framing it incorrectly. Now, if you understand it incorrectly, you'll need to get adjusted to what it actually means so that you can understand it better. There's a lot of people that might not understand it correctly. That happens with everything.
I fully understand it. I know how it's framed. I know how it's perceived. And I also know where I live at. Okay?
Mhm.
I know where I live at. If there are a group of Black people with Dr. King, they're not big on the race thing. They're not big on separation, division. You know it and I know it. They're not going to support something like that. Now, this is the
well, that's the older people.
Hold up,
That's the older people.
Well, they don't vote. The young people don't vote. This is the
No,
internet.
they don't. They don't.
This is the internet. As a matter of fact, I had a guy in my chat box yesterday. His name was Big Kush 1404 FBA. And I said, bro, you need to clean your name up. I said, that ain't the way you want to portray that. He said, why? That's my name. And I said, you know what? Do your thing, man. Do your thing. America's not going to respect people who walk around calling themselves Kush Smoke and shit like that. And then they're talking about we need to talk to politicians because we want to advocate for reparations.
How do you take the lead from Kush Smoke to talking to politicians? Nigga, some nigga on the internet, suddenly he's the one that we got talking to
He was running
population.
around the chat box with that as his label. And when I tried to
So what's
suggest,
that got to do with talking to politicians?
when I tried to suggest he change it, he didn't want to do it. And I said, so he thinks representing the FBA movement under that is good. And I said, well, they don't understand politics. You can't do that with politics.
Right, but he doesn't represent us for politics.
Let's go back to Rosa Parks. There was a woman before Rosa. She got beat down. She had sat in the wrong seat. She got beat down, but she had a criminal history. The NAACP knew better. They said, well, we can't make a big deal about her. Rosa Parks, and some people say it was a setup, but it don't matter. Rosa Parks sat down. She was a hardworking woman. They said, we're going to make it about her. She represents what we represent, and we can get our message with her. And that's my thing. I said, the whole FBA.
Because the first lady was a single mother.
Yeah,
I remember.
So let's go with this, with the FBA. My thing with FBA, right now, that's Tariq to see. I said, well, they're going to have to get representatives. These people going to have clear records. You can't have a bunch of thugs off the internet talking about we going to change our name, the FBI. According to who? They're not going to do it.
Who are the thugs representing us in politics?
What's that? Cheddar Smoke or whatever his fucking name was.
Who?
Cheddar Smoke?
Who's Cheddar Smoke?
Whatever the nigga name called himself, Big Cheddar Smoke.
I don't even know who that is. Who is that?
Don't worry about it. It was somebody in the chat.
So how does your chat? How does that connect to representing us with politicians?
Well, who can politically represent the FBAs? Who?
What do you mean? Anybody who has a lineage. Who wants to run for office?
He had the lineage.
Right, and who wants to run for office? Does he want to run for office?
More people from lineage, like in politics and in in law.
Yeah.
That's
Look,
what
What?
we.
Some
I'm gonna
some
tell you,
nigga on the internet? I mean, we got rappers called Pop Smoke. So what
who's going to run
we
for
can't.
office representing the FBA to promote the brand and to win over black people? Who's
Well,
going to
that's what's being worked. That's what's being worked on now, Platt. This just started. It's not like it's African American. African American been here for the last 40 years. You think it's supposed to be on par with the term African American, and it just started?
Well, according to you, it is.
How? When did I say that?
Yeah. Well, look, brother, we
Niggas
got
putting stuff in. When did I say
Hold on,
it's on par?
true,
What are you
true,
talking about?
true. Jasmine Crockett doesn't have a seat.
Okay.
For it sounds like, I didn't even see the interview. She was trying to rephrase FBA in a way to make it more acceptable, right?
How did she do that? I didn't hear that part.
That's what somebody said. She was trying to explain to people that immigrants versus black people. Immigrants are being helped. Blacks.
She was like comparing ICE to like slave.
Slave.
Okay, there you go. Get rid of it.
Get rid of.
Wait, so I'm sorry. That's what you was talking about when. I'm sorry. I'm confused.
No,
she was
don't
trying
worry
to
about
translate
it.
FBA.
No, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
No.
I'm just saying she wasn't. She's not a good politician. So
let me tell you something. If you they tried to get a Dr. King statue in the park, they didn't have the support. They said no, and there's no Dr. King statue in the South. They said no. Hold up. They said we ain't putting no statue up to him. We don't care nothing about what he stood for. We'll put a statue to Elvis up.
Yep.
We'll put a statue to somebody, some, you know what I'm saying, meaningless Negro.
Yeah.
But we're not gonna put him up. Now, wait a minute. How do you make it done? So a lot of people say we need to do this, right? But how do you make it done? Do you just sit around and say you're gonna do it? Do you sit around and talk about it's the right thing to do, or you got to get in here and get the politicians and get the votes and get the people so you can get it done? And hold on, somewhere along the line, the Negro has forgot that it's more than just talk, man. You got to go do something.
I agree. And not only do they forget, it's not always just about voting either. There's other ways of putting pressure on politicians besides your vote. A lot of people get lazy. They just say, "Well, I just won't vote for him." Okay. Or you'll say, "I will vote for him, so he'll do what I say after I vote for him." Okay.
That doesn't work.
That never has worked. There's other ways of putting pressure on politicians besides your voting. So,
well, the problem. Okay. Well, then see, but because the conversation is reparations. The problem with that particular thing is you have a lot of poverty, a lot of poor whites, a lot, and they are constituents. They're not going to want to see black people get reparations. Okay, that's A. You're going to have to cross that. All right.
Right.
B, you're going to have to work with the other elected officials.
Right.
They if you come up with a plan and they think it look bad in their district, they're not going to support your plan. Simple as that. Hold up, you gonna serve your term, you ain't gonna get nothing done. And people don't even understand that. Do you understand, Paul? That's how it works. You come in there and say, hey, look at Trump. Trump said I might get impeached. Going to war, that's not a very popular thing to do. The people have to support you. You got to win those people over. He's trying to get out of it. He's trying to handle it and then get out of it quick. Well, if they survive this week of bombing, and then all of those pictures, that's going to be bad for him. So when you say the black community or the people who claim ADOS, now my thing on that, I say, well, hell, ADOS and FBA don't get along. I'm like, them two black people basically with the same thing. They don't like each other. I said, does that make any sense? I get it.
Why do they have to like each other, though?
I get it. Well, they stand for the same thing, though. Both people.
Right, but do they have to like each other to do that?
Why would they I thought that there was a common enemy. I didn't know we hated ourselves like that.
It's not hate. I mean, folks don't like the small hats, but they seem to work really well together.
They don't like each other. And you look at the Yvette Carnell, Tone. Okay, guess what? They're gay. Whatever. I don't know about Tone. Okay, I don't know. But wait a minute. A lot of them are homosexual. Okay, understood. Now, if the money for reparations is cut up, You think they're gonna say you can't get it because you a homosexual? So I'm saying, why does FBA and ADOS get together? And I know they're not. I know they never will. I know that. I'm just saying they all have the same goal, but they don't even like each other. How you gonna get something if y'all going against each other all the time? People are looking at that, and then when you say the movement, there's got to be some compromise and change. So you got to build.
It's weird. How come these rules have to apply when black people got to get together, but when other groups get together, these rules don't apply?
Well, black people are here and they're descendants of slaves, and they should have got their reparations right after the Civil War. They didn't. When you start talking about Haitians, they bring Haitians here. Haitians have a community, and they give them, I mean, you guys say it's a bag. So if you want to say they get a bag. So I don't, now.
They get assistance. They do.
I got you. Now, hold up. Specifically for blacks, that's going to be a serious problem, because who's not black? They're going to have so many people claiming they black. And guess what? It's a lot of white people who are
correct.
DNA, they're black.
I'm claiming black.
Well, actually, they may have black lineage, meaning they were born here. They have black ancestors.
There are white Americans that look 100% white. When you research their history, their mom was a black woman. She had a baby with a
and therefore they would qualify, right?
Yeah.
So
that's what I'm saying.
Qualify.
There's going to be a bunch of dark-skinned black people who don't, and a bunch of white people who do. So how is that going to be played off? So I'm saying, see, that's
what you mean played off.
All of that.
It's just your lineage, man. You just got to prove your lineage. Is all it is.
That's what clears up any gray areas. Is just based off of lineage. It's lineage based, so there's no.
Okay. And who's going to be the politician to take this concern to Congress and get this stuff going?
First, we got to get the one rejecting it out of Congress.
Well, hold on. See, before you even get to a politician, you have to set the stage to have a certain group of people support it, and that's why I was getting to the business folks who actually support illegal immigrants coming in.
I'm in the South. No. I'm in the South. I'm telling you right now, anything dealing with race like that, I'm black and I'm proud type shit. Like we don't give a damn. We don't give a damn about these white folks. We black folks. That ain't gonna work in the black. That ain't gonna work in the South. That's just not gonna work.
Well, hold on.
It's too many churches. It's too many like you said, older black people who have influence on the younger black people. It's too many Jesus on the wall, plastic on the couch, black folks. I'm telling you, that ain't gonna work, man. If you're talking about this is only for black
but you're misunderstanding. You think convincing those people make laws move. They're not the group of people that you convince to make laws move.
Who would be classified as ADOS or FBA.
So what? Right, they would be.
Wait a minute. Well, then they have a say because it's about them,
right? They'd be able to receive a check. So
they have a say about the group, right? They're part of the group, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
so if they don't want their check, they don't have to take it.
Brother, you know what? They don't want their check. Okay, can I get my check tomorrow?
Well, we have to do with the strategy. You have to have a strategy first, which was what I was initially talking about. You keep referring to the peons who don't have any power to get bills passed. You jump from the peons to the elected officials. What you don't understand is there are people behind the elected officials that make them do what they do. I was trying to get to that earlier when we were talking about why does illegal immigrants get all this money? And we figured it out. It was because of business.
But that's got nothing to do with Negroes.
It doesn't. It's the part of you. Those are the group of people you have to.
First of all, none of it has anything to do with the immigrant or the Negro. Yet the Negro whines about the immigrant getting.
Well, no, what I'm saying.
Brother, come on. I've worked on fucking campaigns. I'm not
disagreeing with you, nigga. You're not listening. I'm not even saying that. I'm talking about the business people are the target that you need to convince. That's what I'm saying.
True. We're on the verge of sinners.
I don't even know what you're arguing at this point, man.
Okay. We're on the verge of watching sinners win an Oscar. This man publicly supported FBA. It's a possibility he may stand on that stage and thank all the people he needs to and say, I'm just a proud FBA. That is legitimately putting the term in the media. That absolute nonsense with Tucker Carlson and that racist. That dude's a racist who was saying, yeah, FBA. He was just using that because Donald's a tether. That's the only reason he was saying it. That's not putting it out there. The label was removed by ABC, the brother on the internet, because of the fallout from it, right? And maybe it did come from an ADOS. Maybe it did come from a Democrat. The allegations against it, right? So, but not sinners, right?
What were the allegations against it? Because I haven't seen any formal.
Go look it up. Maybe sinners, the guy that's doing that, the Ryan Coogler, who's publicly said FBA, and he will be in the limelight. He has a strong chance of winning the Oscar. Maybe he'll take that stage, and that's how you get mainstream America, and you can introduce something. But what you're talking about, because you haven't mentioned our politician, what politician you know, and the close, now
you didn't hear anything I said just a few minutes ago?
Hold up, the only one that was actually talking FBA, I don't know if she was saying FBA, but she was basically cutting up how immigrants are being treated versus black people who live here. That was Jasmine. She didn't win her election.
Did you hear what I just said a few minutes ago? Before going to the politicians, who did I say you're supposed to convince first? I was
the politicians.
The people who pay the politicians is who you should need to convince.
That's what you're gonna do?
Yeah, that's the best bet. And the only way to convince them in your favor is to show them that they'll benefit from it. And it's not too hard, because there is a way they could benefit from it. Very, very much so. Nobody actually ever points this out. But if you could convince business, they're gonna make a lot of money. You don't even have to worry about what the peons.
Exactly. That is what will happen, but they use that as a reason not to give reparations.
Exactly.
Because they say niggas just blow the money. So what's the point of giving them money?
But that's actually the benefit to business if niggas spend all the money. But nobody conveys it that way, right? Nobody conveys it that way. They go on the defensive when it's being
what
said.
The United States is doing right now, the money that they're burning through right now for this war. If you would have said no war, let's give black people the amount for a war in Iran, and that would have been, it wouldn't have been a lot, but it would have been something. Look at the money that just dropping bombs. They have to pay for those things. Them things got to get made. The planes who go down, they got to pay for those.
And then they're gonna blow them up. Yep.
That's what I was telling you earlier, Platt. Like, we have the money for the stuff we want to use it for. Like,
but what you're ignoring, man, is you don't have public will. Public will don't support it.
No, I completely understand that. Like, nobody, we have the least amount of support out of anybody. What I'm saying is,
it could be 100 years before they even consider giving you anything.
It could be more than that.
Honestly, that's fine. Like, I think we have to accept that we may not be alive for our people to get reparations. We may not be allowed to see it. And I think we have to be okay with that and get over it, but still fight for it as if we're going to get it tomorrow. Because nobody was doing it for us. Like, we talked about the old niggas or whatever, and like how they did or didn't do anything. So are we going to repeat the same steps? Are we going to do the same things for the next generation?
Well, our problem is that our idea of fighting for it is actually not fighting. It's not doing what needs to be done in order to make it come to fruition. It's like half stepping. It's really all it really is. It's half stepping. Because there's a really, really slick way of introducing it as a benefit to the country, right? If you give a group of people that have a high tendency to spend money a lot, and they only spend it within the country, and you give them a large sum of money, you're basically giving a financial boost to the country. Taxes, bank accounts.
I agree with you, but I think that I think America, we're in America. I think the rural areas, the white, the poor whites who've been hooked on drugs, who failed in their life, I think you're gonna have a serious problem with them. They don't want to see.
Oh yeah, you will.
They don't want to see Negroes being rewarded money
True.
while they going, living their life. And yeah, hold up, they caused all their problems. That don't matter. They're not going to be
Oh,
happy
yeah.
with that. And remember,
Yeah.
if you're a politician, you got to go back to your district. How you gonna tell your district we gonna give Negroes 800,000 each for slavery, and the people say I got a can of couple noodle soup, and I got 2 kids, and I'm on food stamps. What about me?
Oh, that's easy. You don't tell them. Y'all, you think it's funny, but they do a lot of that in our government. They do all kind of stuff and don't tell us, and we find out 5 years after the fact. You don't have to say nothing. You know how much money is spent on nonsense? Look at this whole thing that Trump was doing with what's his name, Elon Musk, uncovering all these billions upon billions of dollars that's been spent over the years.
It's a lot of corruption.
They don't have to say anything.
No, it's a lot of corruption out there. So, and like you said, it runs back to a lot of politicians. A lot of these politicians have been taken. They got into things and they get money on side. We had a politician get in the fight. A mayor. We had one politician. They voted. No, they was the head of the city council. That person became the head of the city council, and then they told all of the people there, I got to cut expenditures. And they looked, and he was looking around, and she said, it was a woman. She said, I got to cut expenditures. That means everything that we do and things that you guys are attached to, I got to make sure it's on the up and up. So he found out somebody had a contract with the city trash collection, something like to keep certain things a certain kind of way. And she said, no, we got to change that because it saves us more money. And that city council person jumped on that woman. I was like, damn. Because it was going to cost them money. It was like, they was really
hell
corrupt.
no.
They was corrupt, but they got found out. She was like, well, we can't do it this way. What you mean? They throwing you $5,000 a month if you don't make changes so that they can maximize. She said, we don't do it like that. Well, come on, you can't change that. She changed it. So it's a lot of corruption.
Said, come on, you can't change that.
Yeah.
She changed it.
Well,
my community's HOA, before I moved in here, they had niggas that was on the board of the HOA. They stole $120,000.
Yeah.
Because they were basically spending money. They would spend money on fake companies that them and their friends created, and they would, because if you're a board of a homeowners association, you do the approvals for what gets spent and what it gets spent on and all that good stuff. Them niggas spent 120 G's inside of 3 years on fake companies and several fake companies. None of them niggas got arrested because they had the authority to do it. And them niggas, like 3 of them disappeared. Like nobody could find them because they were trying to take them to court and, try to serve them with papers and stuff. Them niggas gone. They disappeared. They just left the community. Some of them lived here, some of them didn't. They was on the board. They just left. So these niggas lost $120,000, and these niggas was just paying companies that they partially owned or them and their friends owned, and they just stealing money. But it was all legal. The only thing you could do is take them to civil suit and try to get some of that back. You couldn't get them locked up or nothing because they had the authority to make the decision. That's how government works. That's how these niggas make all they dough. There's money flowing in the background we can't see and we don't have access to see. And we don't find out. Sometimes we'll never find out about it. So this Doge stuff only uncovered a fraction of it. They've been doing this for literally decades upon decades.
We still know the defense budget.
Oh yeah, they said they can't even audit the defense budget.
It's a black budget. I think that's what
they call it. They can't even audit it because there's just too many gaps. And I don't mean like the secret stuff, like high priority secret stuff. I mean the way they keep the books. They don't even keep it accurately. They literally do on purpose so you can't see where the money's going. So it's like, okay. So there's tons of money in the government. They just want you to think they broke. That's why they don't care.
Would Tariq reach out to Jasmine Crockett and say to her, "I'd like for you to be our politician"?
No, because well, I mean, he might, but I don't think she'd be a good choice as that
Okay,
kind of politician.
that's the way I should have phrased it. Should he?
Yeah. No, because she wouldn't be able to get the job done. She's not a good choice. Be different if she was a good politician and she had friends and she had connections and she could convince people of things.
What about
That ain't
Al
her.
Green? I think Al Green lost his seat. What about
He's
him?
even worse. That nigga's walking around with signs. What are you doing, man? He's been in Congress for decades upon decades. He ain't never got nothing done. It'd be different if they at least put up bills.
What about Riza Islam? Would you think that putting him in a representative seat, a congressional seat, would be good for the FBA?
I think it would be good, but so you have to put a person in who can be like a chameleon. His colors are gonna have to change. So basically his public view as we would like to see him won't work. He's going to have to change, just like you were explaining to what's his name earlier. He can't just go in and say only for black people, only for this.
Yeah.
He's gonna have to adapt. But I think he'd be a good fit because I think he could adapt and change his colors and still get some things that we need.
But you couldn't do that. You can't do that if they made you supervisor at Walmart. You couldn't do that. You couldn't say I'm only here for the black employees.
Exactly. No, you couldn't. You couldn't. And not only that, you would have to take actions that not only benefit black employees, but you could take those actions to benefit black employees while you're benefiting other people, right? So, like you know, the whole farm, the whole. Well, it is to a certain degree. So the whole farmer thing, remember the black farmer thing, and they were supposed to do the black farmers, but then they niggas slipped in people of color, and suddenly less of the black farmers was getting stuff and more of everybody else was. That kind of thing could be done, right? I'm slipping in my people, and I'm following the rules, and I'm making sure my people get what they supposed to get. And even though this was supposed to be for black farmers, but you know, I'm gonna look out for my people as much as I can. Most of our politicians don't do that because they're under a microscope when they're in there. But if you go in there with a certain idea of being fair, but also not just being restricted to only wanting to help black people, you might have a shot. Also, you got to have some charisma, some game. And then also you need to have some capital, man. Sometimes you got to threaten niggas or i.e. convince niggas to come your way or pressure people to come your way. And it might not be nicely. So that's another problem. So what he was saying earlier, what they gonna do to you if you go in there and just do stuff for black people, in my mind, they could do a lot to you. All kind of stuff could happen to you when you a congressperson or an official and you doing stuff the rest of the team don't like.
But see, this is my thing. You can help. I can be a black man, run for mayor, right, and help all the people, but also understand there's a neglected community, and I'm gonna really make a special effort to help that. I don't have to be publicly talking about I'm only gonna help black people and I don't give a damn about the rest of y'all. That's what I'm saying. What kind of shit is that? How you gonna get elected talking like that?
You not talking like that. That's not the environment you can exist in.
The thing is, you just gotta be straight up. Like a lot of the politicians that are black and try to represent us, they're not honest about what they're really trying to do.
Well, I mean, it's not that they can be honest. I don't think they can be. But what I'm saying is, I get that they can't be. But when there are things that they can do, they don't do, right? There's certain things that they're going to be restricted from doing. We get it, right? The party's not going to allow. The party ain't going to like it. They're going to put the pressure on you. But then there's certain aspects that you can get stuff for black people, like when he was referencing Marion Barry earlier. Marion Barry was getting jobs because he had control over the budget and the money allotted to a certain group of small businesses. When he did that, he was focusing on certain groups of small businesses. People didn't find out about that until damn near it was time for re-election. And when everybody learned about it, all the black people voted for him again. But people didn't know he was doing that, but they found out. We don't have that kind of luxury with any of the black politicians we got. We don't find out that they've been doing some good stuff for us on the DL, and we find out election time. So we say, hell yeah, I'm gonna vote for him again because look what he was doing, and I didn't even know it. They don't work that way.
Yeah, we find out they don't do anything for us.
Yeah, and not only that, they tell us they're not going to do nothing, and then they tell us they're going to do stuff for other people. they don't even say we're going to help everybody, not just you. They say we're going to help these people
Specifically,
instead of you.
Yeah, specifically nothing for you, but specifically something for them. It's kind of crazy.
And they say it to our face. So that's how you know it's bad. But she, she was crying. I found it amusing. I thought, I found her more attractive now than I did before. I'm quite surprised. But in any case, she wasn't a good politician.
You like unhappy women?
No, I like happy women, but I thought she was uglier than that for some reason. I never really looked at her face. She was cuter than I thought. But she looked terrible crying. I don't know
Just her
what
hair,
she thought.
man.
It was her hair? Yeah, I don't know. She looked cuter.
Sorry, just the hair be crazy sometimes.
Don't mess with it. If body is a big part of you, I leave her alone.
They said she was holding. Is she holding?
No.
No, she's not. I said no.
No.
That's bad. She's just not a good politician, man. She's supposed to be a lawyer. All she do is yell and scream. She don't get nothing done. I don't know what she's good for.
She's a good little spoiled woman, and she ran into the world of politics, and she found out how ruthless this is. It don't take any prisoners, and it hurt her feelings, man. And she broke down how unfair things can be. What else can they do? They can remap your district. They can take, even though the people want you there, they can take that from you. And then the Democrats, like you said, the Democrats let her down. They did. They said, hey, the other guy has a better chance of winning, which makes no sense, which I don't understand why.
He's brand new.
Yeah, I guess because he's Latino, right?
Yeah, pretty much. That's what they're going, because he's Latino and he's a guy. Yep.
Okay. And they were right. He won. So she thought
they supported him.
Yeah, she thought they would fairly treat her like, okay, she's a black woman, but we're going to, like Kamala, right? Well, Democratic Party, they said no. No. I mean, you good for us, but you can't win this seat.
Yeah. It was like a mini Kamala.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
This is
she's trapped.
That cry to me, though, that cry came to me like, when y'all not good to me, white man, and I didn't like that.
I ain't gonna lie, Platt. I was thinking that too.
Yeah.
But I wasn't sure. It did come off a little bit like that. Yeah. She thought the white man was gonna come through a whole lot better than they actually did. And she does placate to them a lot. She does that sister girl thing. And that's not for us. That's for black women and white men that she's doing that for. And I guess it's paid off in the past because she's had success, but it didn't pay off this time.
I think she won like the major cities. She won like Dallas pretty heavy, but like all the rural cities, the other guy took over pretty good.
I'm done with voting for niggas who ain't doing nothing. Now she's been in office so I pay attention to some of these politicians. I literally looked them up to see, okay, what bills did they put forward, right? Because they could write bills and they could put them forward, but they don't get taken. Either they get shot down in committee or they don't make it out of committee. But you can see how many bills she's put together. She's had a couple bills that she co-wrote. She had a couple bills that she endorsed for a couple other people. She's never really had her own bill or anything, and nothing really to not necessarily directly benefit black people, but nothing that actually would ancillarily help black people either. It's just not in her portfolio.
If you're a sisterhood or a white woman and you support Jasmine Crockett, hit the link. Let us know why.
Damn.
I'd love to have a female perspective on this. Why do you support her? And what do you think about her crying? Should men have an opinion that she's a woman, it's okay for her to cry? Even though she's running for a role, a senator seat, where she got to deal with a lot of strong, egotistical men. But it's okay for her to cry. Like, share, support, man. We got the join link posted, man. We'll take your thoughts. It's not okay for her to cry, man. It's not. I'm sorry, it's not. And if anything, she set women's rights back 20 years.
Damn.
She showed weakness under pressure. You guys, wait a minute. I'm sounding crazy or what? What do you think?
I think she looked. You watch the video. I think she looked terrible crying.
Right now.
She looked terrible, and I can imagine. You being upset. You was really trying to win, but obviously it was really important for you to get that role. And the way she's crying, I don't think it's because she wanted to get that role to help people. She wanted to get that role to help herself. She got bills to pay, player, and this legal degree that I got ain't making me no money, so I need this job. Because remember, she lost her house seat. So
yeah, well, she still got it, but they got rid of it. Yeah,
it's gone after this. After her term is over, it's gone. So yeah, she was crying because of that, and that's bad.
It's okay. It's okay for her to cry. She's a woman and she's human.
What does that mean? What's human got to do with you balling in public on TV?
Music Julian.
But she's a politician. Should politicians be crying because they lost?
Mm-hmm.
Ain't that a sore loser? That's what they used to call a sore loser, right?
And look at the Iranians right now. Look at the Iranians. If you got elected as mayor, if you got elected as judge, if you're in Iran, right? The people elected you. You hiding under your bed, hiding in the closet from them fucking drones. Is that fair?
Jesus,
what you gonna do when that drone looking at you? You gonna cry? You think the drone cares?
Jesus Christ! Jesus. Damn, Platt. Jesus.
No, there ain't no crying. You can't cry, man. It come with the job, man. Senate, bro. If I was a senator, I'd be on my bullshit, bro. I would be on my bullshit. That's state. What is it? State senator, state rep, step rep. That's trash. Congress person, but senator, that's a big deal. That
senators, they up there.
Yeah, you right next to the president. You right next to him. You're a United States senator. That's a big deal. You go to schools. You're a senator. You ain't no representative. You're a congressperson. You're a senator.
And you get on the right committee. You get on the right committee as a senator. That's even more powerful for you.
That's a big deal if you can get that job. But no, you can't cry, man. And black people, we don't understand the way the world works. That's crazy, man. We think if we cry, we like a bunch of crybabies. We're going to do stuff, and then if things don't go the way we want it, we're going to cry. I saw the dude in Atlanta, they call herself Jada Waiter or whatever. She wasn't crying, but she was on her stream. She said she done with something and she talking about Jesus. We wild, bro. I'm looking at some photos that she been putting out. Some half-naked photos.
Naked photos, and then she said, Jesus, ma'am, I don't think.
No, she was telling me, she's going on a sabbatical, and she talking about faith and Jesus. Bro, but you got to practice that, man. You can't just say it. You got to live it. And see, a lot of people mad They mad because the white supremacist, he didn't come out 100,000 votes. He didn't vote for Jasmine Crockett. Well, that goes into, can you win? They look at the district. If it's a 90% black, but see, they got black people taught. That's what I'm telling. I've seen black men running black districts with all that black stuff. They don't win.
No, they don't. Not only that, the districts that are heavily black, they still got a small population of other in there. So even if you get that district, the rest of the state, as well as portions of them districts, are other people. You got to get them other people on your side, man. It just is what it is. But they have other restrictions against them, right? So if you just went in as a politician, you brand spanking new, you got access to a couple things, and you were doing stuff to help people, some people across the board, you become very popular for your state. But the problem is you might be kicking the party. Party might be saying, "What you doing, man? We ain't trying to do that, man. We got plans." You mess with the party's plans. Now, if you mess with the party's plans, party's going to take the steps to get your behind up out of office and restrict your ability to be a success at your job in office. So, you got to play the multiple roles. Once you get elected, it don't really matter what the people want no more. It's what the party wants at that point. And you got to just placate and make it look like you care about what the people want once you get in there. But you really don't, because you got to follow what the party say, or them niggas is going to get you out immediately.
Yeah.
Votes won't help you then.
You could run for a Democratic seat and not be a Democrat.
Oh, yeah.
You can run in the primary, win the Democratic primary, and be a moderate. And you could tell the Democrats, I'm a moderate. I don't believe in all this trans stuff. I don't believe in these the what is a woman. I know what a woman is. I don't. You can say that because it's up to them. They either put the money behind you or they don't. What they gonna do? Get a seat up? But that's the way you're supposed to do. You go to your base at first, and then as you win, you become a centrist. You start moving around both sides.
Right. You have to. That's the only way you can survive in there, man. That's a cage. That cage got lethal animals in there, babe. You got to stay in the middle, man, and make sure everything is even. Because if you step too far to the left, step too far to the right, man, you gonna get eaten. That's just how the game is. But a lot of people don't understand that. Hey, go in there and do this. Do what the voters tell you to do. And the voters don't understand how the system works. Well, how could you listen to them based on your decisions? You can only give them the picture that you're giving them something. But if that something goes against or hurts you inside of your party, you can't do it. You just got to make it. You got to make them believe you're doing it, even though you're not really doing it, which is what's been happening to the black community for damn near a century. So, I mean, that's what the situation is when you voting somebody in. The only way to get around that is to circumvent the system, which is, like them folks did on the 6th of said year.
I got you.
Scared them politicians to death.
we got Jasmine Crockett. She broke down and showed weakness. She shouldn't have done it. She, to a certain degree, we don't have a problem with her. We get it. She's very educated, funny. She got good roast or whatever, but she showed weakness, and that's the thing. You can never show weakness in the grounds of pressure. You got to stand up to that pressure. You can't show weakness, because when you show weakness, you show that you don't deserve that position. We talking about leading men. We talking about Texas. We talking about farmers. We talking about guys out there fixing barbed wire with their bare hands. We talking about wrangling and all of these things. And she's crying because things didn't go her way, and that ain't how it works, man. But look, we want to talk about that now. We're going to get back to you. We're going to go ahead and end this podcast. Shout out to all the people who came up. Shout out to Truth Tellers. Shout out to Guts. Shout out to Joey was up here. Shout out to everybody. We're finna go ahead and end this. And you come up with your own belief, man. We got the comment section. Let me know. What do you think? Is she a good congressperson or not? You tell me. But look, take care, man. We'll see you guys later.